Good afternoon, good evening, good whatever you are, wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to our third and final live show at Crafters TV for today, only for today because we'll be back all again tomorrow. But we are, of course, Monday makers. It's Monday here, and we're going to say in the UK, Debbie, get a grip, it's Monday everywhere in the world. Oh, honestly, I did say, oh, actually, yeah, to be fair.
Yeah, you were right, don't doubt yourself.
I was going to say then, I was like just thinking, I think I've got all that wrong. Shall we rewind and start again? But no, we'll not, because it is Tuesday somewhere in the world. But right now, right here in the UK, it is, of course, Monday Makers, where we literally have got some fabulous deals, fabulous demonstrations by a fabulous lady as well. We're doing a little bit of a back and forth. We'll be doing crisscross all day today. But we are going to be focusing on some of the amazing things that we've got on the show that I can't wait to show you. Some great deals to be had as well on the website. Make sure you head over to that website and go and have a little look over there, because right now we've got deals on buy one, get one free on stamps and dies. We've got 20% off Spectrum Raw on certain lines, selected lines over there. Go over there, you'll be able to shop the show as well, which some of you savvy crafters have already been doing, because if you caught the wake-up call this morning, 2 sellouts. Yes, 2 sellouts before we could even do anything. Poor Lily, panic mode. Oh, talking of Lily, gave it away for those who have just joined in. Yes, I'm talking about Lily, because if I'm over here, over at the other side of the studio is, of course, our fabulous, wonderful Lily, who's back for the day, back for the week actually. And I know you're really looking forward to this one as well.
I certainly am. I was just saying before the show, I can't even remember the last time I did a Monday Makers, so I'm super excited for this one. Lots of different products coming up throughout the course of this show. We've got everything from corner edgeables to some fabulous garden collection. Love that range. Lots and lots coming up. Lots of demonstrations as well. Lots of inspiration, hopefully. Any questions, as ever, make sure you get those in, because we've got Debbie, of course, firing across those questions throughout the course of the show. So I hope you can join us. Sit back, relax, whether you're crafting along at the same time or just watching. It's lovely to have you with us.
Absolutely is. And as always, we'll do those introductions. We do have still steering the ship CTV today is our fabulous Nicola and Jamie. Now, is he deputy? Yeah, he is, deputy of that ship. He's in the controls of all the cameras, all those angles, all those close-ups. Did you catch the earlier show? Boy, did he get some good close-ups. So absolutely, those two are in the gallery looking after us. And then we've got our lovely Tracy as well. And that's about it. In fact, that is it.
In the whole building.
In the whole building, yeah, that's it. But we do have on the socials our fabulous Rachel, who is indeed taking control of all the lovely comments, of bringing in those questions and all the comments. Keep commenting, it's lovely, it's interactive. That's what we love about this place. The interaction between us and yourselves is just top notch, and it's one of those things that really does warm the cockles of my heart, I can tell you that now. So if you have got any questions or anything you want to ask, please feel free to do so. Rachel will fire those into the studio, and I've already seen a lot of you joining in and watching. And of course, if you're thinking, well, where is Mr. Mosby? Did you miss him last week telling you what he was doing this week? Slacking. What was that? What? He's not slacking.
That's not like Ben, is it? Slacking?
That's not like our Ben. No, he's actually on holiday. It's half term for the kids around this area. Ours are going back tomorrow. And he's taking a much well-deserved holiday. So he will be back to normal next week. So this week, you've got myself, you've got Lily. Leanna's in the building tomorrow. There's something extra special on Friday as well. I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to say, so I'm not saying anything just yet. But it's going to be a good week. So, Ben, you put your feet up, you relax, you enjoy your time off at home. You've more than deserved it. We'll look after everything over this side. So you've got me today here right now, and we're going to kickstart things with, oh, do you know what? Should have planned this. I forgot to ask. Thank you very much. And then me thinking, where did I put them? And that's because when she told me, I was over there. Hang fire. This is totally professional, of course.
Always.
Totally professional. Did I do that smoothly?
You did.
Did it smoothly?
Poetry in motion.
Do you know what it is? It's because when she was telling me, she did tell me. It's not that she wasn't telling me at all. She did tell me. And Debbie just forgot and she left them over there because I was busy pouring a drink out for myself. Right, one of the firecracker of deals, and it really is a firecracker, this one. And one that I can't wait to get started with, because if you saw that first show with our lovely Lily earlier on, she did a beautiful, beautiful demonstration. We called it a CAS card, clean and simple, but I called it a CAS's card because it was a clean and simple, stunning card is what it was. Absolutely beautiful. What is stunning is the fantastic deal that we have got for you with the corner edgeables. So let's start with the figures that are on the screen. You're going to buy 2 of these and you're going to get 4 for free. And I will repeat that deal again. Buy 2, get 4 for free. You have got the elegant peacock. So for instance, you're going to buy the peacock. You're then going to buy, oh, that was the one that she did this morning, absolutely beautiful. The fairy tale rose. Lily showed you how to use that in a much different way to what we've called these, and just showed you how beautiful they can work. So they're the 2 that you're paying for, and then all of these are totally free of charge because you're not paying for a single one. This one is your floral bouquet. And I do love an edgeable where it goes literally from the top to the bottom, and the fact that it works on a corner angle, I just absolutely adore. I adore Off to the Ball Lady. Beautiful. We've got the gorgeous peonies, the delightful peonies, and that's free as well. And then lastly, Into the Woods, that beautiful tree, intricate design, absolutely stunning. So you're getting all 6. I'm nearly losing the voice already. All 6 for £19.98 or $25.90. However, when you look at that in terms of your club membership, the lowest you can pay there is the platinum price, which is in the purple box, which is £15.98 or $20.72. Jamie, I remember to clock the screen below because I keep forgetting. So yeah, absolutely cracking deal. Now, I tell you what, I'll get Lily to show you some samples, then we'll come back to a few comments and then we'll get onto the demo. Is that okay, Lily?
Sounds like a plan to me. Yeah, we'll have a little look at some of these beautiful samples that have been made using this fabulous corner edgeable collection. Now I'm going to start off by showing you what we sort of call the intended concept of these fabulous dies. They're cut along that top edge and along that right hand side, but everything on that left hand side of the card that you can see there stays within the card, allows you to create that beautiful edgeable design on the edge of your card. I always say they're a little bit like a fusion between an edgeable and a creator card because they are such large statement style edgeables. They are just absolutely exquisite. So that's that beautiful fairy tale rose that we did earlier on this afternoon's wake up call. This one is a stunner. Love that tree design, and we've also got that background on there. We will be showing you a little bit later on in a different demonstration how you can create that cloud style background that looks really impressive, but it's actually super simple to create. And then we've got something ever so slightly different. So instead of having the top edge of that edgeable at the very top of your card, we've actually lengthened our card a little bit to create a beautiful slimline style card that just looks so totally and utterly elegant, and showing you how you don't have to colour these and they're still going to look equally gorgeous just by using your coloured papers and your cardstocks. Then we move on to something a little bit different once again. This time we've sort of lengthened our card width-wise as well, so you've got that beautiful design on the right-hand side, bringing in some of your sentiments, that beautiful ribbon bow and your pattern papers onto there as well. And then finally, I have to show you this one again. I know I did show it on this morning's show, but it's just absolutely exquisite. I mean, how beautiful is that? An easel-style design, which is exactly what we're going to create in our first demonstration, just using one of the different dies within the set. That looks just truly exquisite with your beautiful metallics, your papers from your Nature's Garden peacock. It looks amazing, but once again, like all of our easel cards, it folds flat for posting and is incredible. Can you imagine receiving that through the post? It really would put a smile on your face. Love these dies, lots and lots of versatility, which we'll have a look at in the first demonstration.
Absolutely. So while Lily's getting ready for that, I'll just read out a few comments because you guys have already started saying hello. So we've got Artistic Expressions by Sarah. She said, hello everyone, first time watching you today. Hope you're all having a great day. Thank you very much. We have. Don't forget you can watch back those shows though if you missed anything. But yeah, absolutely lovely to have your company. I've already got questions coming in as well.
Love it. Get them fired
really?
Across.
Honestly, get them in. Jen Shank says, hello again to the lovely Debbie and Lily CTV team and crafty friends.
Hello.
Hi. Lynn Harvey says, hi Debbie, Lily, the amazing CTV team, the wonderful social superstar and everyone. I love that she includes everyone.
Yeah,
I think that's really lovely, Lynn. Thank you. Now, I have to go back up again because when a new one comes,
it jumps, doesn't it? Yeah, it's happening to me earlier. I got all of a tizzy.
Carol Byrne, good evening, Debbie and Lily. You're looking Carol. Thank you very much. Get this, Lily. You ready?
Oh.
She says, you're looking stunning, the two of you.
Oh, thank you very much, Carol.
Thank you. Absolutely. She says, great shows today, very informative. Why, thank you very much. That's a beautiful compliment. Thank you, Carol.
We like
they
that.
never go unappreciated, these comments. They really do mean the world, don't they? Carol Guy says, hello, everyone from Wisconsin. Got it right. Debbie Carver. No, Debbie Carver. Who's Debbie Carver?
I don't know.
I'm giving Debbie a new name. Well, it's Zoe, actually.
Oh,
Zoe Carver. We
could
should
be
have
Zoe's
recognised.
sister, maybe.
Zoe Carver says, evening all from West Sussex. Crafting, not grafting by Hillary. Hello, everyone from Hillary and guess who?
Holly Collie.
Holly Collie, indeed. Yeah, absolutely. We do have a question from Little Bear on YouTube.
Oh, hello, Little Bear.
I love that name, Little Bear.
Lovely, isn't it, that?
Has said, could you paper piece the bouquet by putting acetate behind it?
Absolutely, you could. Do you know what, Little Bear? I did think about doing that for one of my demonstrations, and I'm not going to lie, I ran out of time. But absolutely, if you're going to do that as an edgeable, just pop a piece of acetate behind, and you can paper piece in as normal. Or you could even put a little bit of vellum behind as well. That would look equally gorgeous.
Absolutely. Artistic Expressions, by the way, she's already added the edgeables and the Taking Flight, before we've even talked about those, the Taking Flight dies into a basket. She missed the earlier shows earlier, so I don't know what's sold out. Don't worry, not too much, she says, two great deals. Yeah, to be fair, let me just tell you right now, Sarah, you didn't miss much because they sold out before we actually came on live. We just didn't realise until we came to them that they'd gone. So, you know, typical day here at Crafters TV. Don't want to miss these dies. She says, they're so pretty, need to watch the earlier shows. Yeah, Lily did a beautiful demonstration. Oh, thank you very much, producer Nicola.
You did do a very good masterclass. It was very informative. I loved sort of watching it myself. I learned a lot, and I know you guys at home loved it as well. It was all things sticky.
I know, but I take too much time explaining.
No,
really, honestly.
not at all. No,
I had so much more.
I won't be standing for that. I will not be standing for that. I've held my hand up. I'll take no more. No more. No.
I love it. It's because literally I kept saying, Lily, I hadn't done anything anywhere near what I needed to do. I've got so much more to cut. We needed about 4 hours for that show, let me just tell you.
At least.
Mary Pat says, these corner edgeables are stunning. I've just, now then, this is a big word for Debbie.
Oh, blimey.
Inventoried. Is it when you do an inventory?
I presume so, yeah. Done
Them
an
over the
inventory.
weekend, so they're ready to play with now.
Oh, wow.
I don't know that big word. I've told you before, Debbie can barely grasp the English language, let alone big words like that, Mary Pat. But well, I gave it a go. But I totally get you. Right, are you ready to see Lily in action? Yes, please. So, Lily, what have you got in store for us?
Okie doke. Well, I think we're going to create an easel style card using these beautiful edgeables. So we're going to go in with this one. This, as we were saying in this morning's wake-up call, or this afternoon's wake-up call, I should say, we're imagining this is Debbie. When Debbie went to a ball a few years ago, that is definitely Debbie. Debbie at the ball there, which is sort of gorgeous, off to the ball die. Now, if we bring the die in to place here, we can see as we look at the die, all of those raised edges, if you've never seen a die before, those are our cutting blades. They're not sharp to the touch, you can touch them, and they're not going to cut your hands. But as it goes through the pressure of the machine, that's what enables these blades to cut. Now, all along that left-hand side, as we cut it, it will become the right-hand side. It's going to cut that design out of the cardstock. That right-hand side there is going to stay within your cardstock, which is what allows us to create that edgeable style effect. Now, we've got a piece of our white cardstock here. It's measuring about 5 3/4 by 4.5 inches. And all we're going to do is we'll take our cutting plates ready. We'll place our cardstock down onto there. We'll pop this face down onto our cardstock and we'll grab a bit of tape. I think it's still the same tape that I left there from earlier wake-up call. And we're just going to line this up. So we've got all that beautiful dye onto our cardstock. So a little border at the bottom there between the dye and the cardstock, and then we've got that point there, that cutting blade at the top, which is going to be the top part of the die. So tape that down with a couple of pieces of our low-type tape. Thin metal die, so we've got our cutting plate. We're going to go in with our frosted shim. With it being a really intricate die, you'll definitely need your magnetic sheets. And then finally, one more of our cutting plates on top, and then that will run through our die cutting machine. Now, personally, I don't find I need to use a metal shim with these. Of course, always going with that minimum plate combination that you can to start with. If you do need to add in a metal shim, if you're cutting something a little bit more tricky, then you can always add that in afterwards if you find you need to. But I have to say, I've never needed to use my metal shim with these beautiful dies. So if we just ease this back, you want to take a little bit of care when you're easing this out the die, because it is such a beautiful, filigree, delicate die. You just want to take a little bit of time just to ease that back bit by bit rather than trying to really rip it out really quickly. So just go back piece at a time, and of course you can use your pokey tool. If any parts are sort of sticking in the die a little bit more, just go in with your pokey tool. You will be poking out some pieces of the release holes will be waste, some pieces are actually release points to help you ease the die cut itself out, and just go around peeling it back. I always find it easier to peel back from the die rather than the other way around. And then as we go around, that's going to start to release this from our cardstock. And you can see there, if we move our die out of the way, we've got that absolutely beautiful design on the edge of almost like our topper there, but we will be actually building an easel card with this in just a few moments time. So there's our beautiful die cut. We'll bring in a piece of black cardstock just so you can see that a little bit better. And this is going to be perfect to be a little bit of a surface protector as we start to colour this gorgeous image. So we'll go in with our purple blend. I will just colour a little bit of this just because honestly I could probably spend at least the next 2 hours plus more besides colouring these. I have to say I was desperately trying to get all of my prep done yesterday, and I said to myself, Lily, you must not spend hours upon hours today colouring. You must not do that. You don't have time. You know, do demos that you've got time to fit into both the show and your prep time. But honestly, as soon as I get colouring, I see an image I want to colour, I get my pens out. Honestly, I get absolutely carried away. But I do love colouring. It's got to be my favourite technique. So
I'm exactly the same though, Lily, and I tell myself all the time, just get it done, Debbie. Don't faff, just get it. And I can literally spend 3-4 hours
at least
colouring, and then look up at the time and think, where has that time just gone? And I've realised I've got another 8 prep kits to get ready, and I'm like, oh, you've done it to yourself now, girl. Because I get carried away when I'm colouring.
You do, don't you?
So engrossed.
Get so lost in it. It's absolutely fantastic. If you want a technique that's really going to sort of transport you, then colouring is the one to go for. So we're using here our tri-blend brush pens just because they are super quick and easy to colour with. And all we're doing is we're having a highlight down the centre of the dress and shade those sort of shadows towards the right hand side. So I always start off with my lightest colour tone. This one in the purple blend is PL1. Gone down the centre, then I've gone in with my mid-tone, which is RPL2, I do believe, and we've gone over the edges. You want to make sure that you're overlapping where those two colours meet. You want an overlap between the two, which is where you're going to start to blend those colours together, because you're blending wet in wet, and that's going to give you the most smooth blend transition between those colours. And then finally I'm going to go in with the darkest, which is our PL5, and this is going to be those shadows, those darkest areas of our image, which is going to be at the very, very edges, to give you almost like that curvature, that sort of rounded effect to the dress, to make it look a lot more lifelike, a lot more 3D rather than just a flat piece of cardstock. So go in with your purple tone, that darkest purple around the edges, and if you feel you need to, go back to your mid-tone and then just start to blend your mid-tone through to that darker tone. If you find you've got a little bit of a harsh line around the edges, you can just go back to that lightest colour down, that next colour down, and start to bridge that gap a little bit more, blend that together. Then if you want to just finish off with that darkest colour tone, just to make sure you've got that lovely shade at the very edges, and then that will give you your lovely blend between the 3 colourways. And it's exactly the same whether you're using an Illustrator. Just pick your 3 tones of the same colour family. By using a 3-pen blend, you can get that lovely shade and tone onto there. Now, just to speed things up, as I say, we don't want to be spending the whole 2 hours colouring. And all tomorrow's shows, the way I will be carrying on. You can see I've got that beautiful colour design there. That is literally just 3 pens. So we've got our purple blend for all of the dress. I've used that same colour tone that we've just used for that little bit of colouring. I've used my fair skin blend for the skin tones there. And I've used my muted brown blend for the hair, and that gives you that beautiful design nicely and easily. So then we're going to bring in our card base. Now what I've done is I've created an easel card, which is exactly the same size as this piece that we've got here. So little recap, it's about 4.5 by 5 3/4. So when it comes to an easel card, you need to pop another score line down the front. But a little bit of difference with this one is I've actually chopped away that area. And all I did in order to do that is I just laid this over the top. I just popped a little pencil mark all along that edge, and I just chopped that piece out, so we've not got the card that's going to sit behind the dress. We've got that
clever,
almost like an aperture element. It looks a bit of a mess like that, but when we bring in that piece, it looks lovely and neat and finished. And in terms of adhesive onto here, All we want is we just want our glue up to that score line. You don't want glue anywhere else on here. And I always find it a lot easier to add my glue to this scored piece rather than the die cut piece. It just means you're much less likely to add too much adhesive. Now, we did talk all things adhesive on the last show. Tape pen, as we learnt there, they are super, super strong. So this is going to be perfect for something like this, but it's not going to give us a little bit of wiggle room. So we need to make sure that we position this pretty much perfectly first time round. I'm happy with that. Once I've positioned that, don't forget to give it a good old burnish. You could be using a brake, you could be using your hand. I know Debbie Fisher quite often uses a scoring tool to burnish with, but that's just going to warm up that glue and get that bond to sort of activate. And you can see there we've created our very own easel card, nice and easy. Easy easel, as I always tend to say. But it's a little bit boring, let's be honest. It's a little bit plain. As much as that die is gorgeous, we do need a little bit more decoration, which is where we're going to actually bring in those beautiful papers from our Sara Signature special paper box. These were actually from the Once Upon a Time, which I absolutely love that collection. Can't say I've got too many of those papers left, so I'm delighted we've managed to bring you some more of those in the form of the beautiful box. And what I've done is I've taken a piece of our purple luxury cardstock. I know we've got a deal, I hope it's still in stock. We did have a deal on the luxury cardstock pack. So this is the purple one, using that lovely purple mirror. And we've just matted and layered that onto there, and that's going to go onto our base there. And then just to continue that theme along the top, I've cut a couple of these into sort of pennant style shapes. So we're just going to pop our adhesive on the back of here. Probably not on the website, but hey ho. Right, okay, we have got end of our tape pen. So if you missed refillable tape pens earlier, here is a recap. See if I can do it as well as Debbie did earlier. So let's pop our hands on where we've got the push there, and that's going to release the sheath from our tape pen. Then we just need to pull it apart, and then always forget the piece that we disposed. It's this piece, you want to keep the cog piece there. This piece you no longer need, so that can go into the recycling. These two are going to slot back together, just like so. And then this sheath goes back over the top like so. Click that onto position. Just manoeuvre that round until it's clicking into position, and then your little protector there, just lift that up and you are good to go. Easy as that. They are super, super easy to actually change your tape pens. So a bit of tape onto the back of that. Same pattern paper and same sort of mats and layers as we used for the bottom panel. I'll just pop that onto there. Then we've got another one that we're just going to pop into the middle. Do like a few different layers onto my cards to add that extra bit of interest. And so for this one, we'll bring in our foam tape just to lift that proud from that first layer. And that will just nestle into the centre of there quite nicely. And then we need to think about our, as Debbie would call it, our flopper stopper. So an easel card always needs a 3D stopper, which is basically what stops, as clues in the name, it stops the card from falling down. If we were to pop that like that, obviously it can sort of slide up and down, which is not what we want. So what we've done is we've taken a piece of white cardstock, matted it onto that same purple, but then we're going to bring in some of our fabulous vellum tape sentiments. I know we do, well, I'm going to say that, no we do, I hope we do still have these over on the shop today, our vellum tape sentiments. And I've gone in with the black sentiments. Oh, I've been told they're still there, thank goodness for that. So our black tape sentiments, I've taken the happy birthday to you, cut it ever so slightly longer than our strip there, peel off that backing, that protective film on the reverse of our sentiment, and then I'm just going to line this up, so just hovering over this piece of cardstock that I've got underneath, and I've cut the cardstock to about the same width as our tape, so it should fit quite nicely onto this little border. Line that up. Once I'm happy with where it is, with any sort of tape, you're just going to burnish that to make sure it's nicely adhered. And then you can either cut the ends off, or I find it a little bit neater and easier just to fold them over the sides there. Gives you a really nice neat edge to your tape, and that gives you a beautiful stopper there, created using your fantastic sentiments on a roll. And then with it being a stopper, of course, we always need a 3D adhesive onto the back of there. Foam tape or foam pads is definitely the one to go for, so you don't have to wait for it to dry like you would with a chunky glue, as we call it. Pop that stopper onto there. That's going to stop our card. And then one final finishing touch. What I've done for this one is I've actually taken another of those sentiments from the collection, and I've popped it onto a piece of white card, and then I've trimmed it down afterwards to create a panel rather than the same width as the tape usually is, and then just matted that onto some of our lovely mirror cardstock that we've done for our other mats and layers, and that will just finish off the top section there quite nicely, just to bring our second sentiment into there. But look how easy that was to create an easel card using those fantastic corner edgeables, using as well some of those beautiful papers from the special papers box, and using our vellum tape sentiments as well. It all comes together absolutely beautifully. But don't forget, of course, any one of those corner edgeables that you get within the collection, you can do that same concept of an easel card with.
Absolutely beautiful. Another gorgeous demo by Lily. Ooh, she said she was feeling rusty this morning.
I certainly was.
I don't think so, Mrs. I really don't think so. Beautiful, beautiful demonstration there. I'll just quickly recap that deal for you and also tell you about those fabulous washi tapes as well, because they are brilliant. In fact, they're not washi tapes, are they?
They are.
I know, but to me, they're like a...
Vellum tape.
They're just that little bit more, aren't they? That luxury.
A washi tape plus one.
Exactly, exactly. So let me recap the deal for you. That lovely die that Lily's just used, of course, is off to the ball. That'll be me again in June. And absolutely stunning edgeable. So you pay for that one, you'll also pay for that one. Whichever way around you look at this deal, it's just absolutely incredible. Which is the Delightful Peonies. And then all of these are free. So you've got Into the Woods, Elegant Peacock, absolutely beautiful with that lovely sample that Lily showed us at the very beginning. Fairy Tale Rose, again, go back and watch that wake up call where she showed you how to use that and literally lined them up from both corners. It looked absolutely stunning. And then lastly in that collection is the Flora Bouquet. All beautiful dies, all big dies as well, as we ascertained this morning, will fit perfectly onto like a 5x7, but as Lily showed with those samples, and more besides, so much more besides. Absolutely cracking deal, because you're not reading things wrong. That's the price in the box. £19.98 or $25.90 is the price that they would be if you were not in Club Inspire. But we all know you are, the many, many thousands of you are. And of course, take advantage, as many of you have done today, of that platinum price of £15.98 or $20.72 for 6 die sets, 6 beautiful die sets at that as well. Right, talking of the, is it a Monday mega deal? I did wonder, because I did say to you this morning, we had lots of different things on the Monday mega deals, which was one of the things that sold out. We do still have stock of this, we think. Yes, we do. That's a good one. Which is our Everyday Vellum Washi Tape. Now, we call it washi tape because, of course, it is in the style of a washi tape. It's on the rolls. This is the adhesive tape as well, so it's a sticky back. But then you've got the foiling included in this as well. And the price is £24.48 or $28.98. Is it for all of them, Nick? All four? All four that have got... Is it 4 and they've got 3 in each one?
Yes.
That's right. So that is...
12.
12. In my head, I was saying 16. I did tell you earlier that maths was not my strong point. I have said this many a time. 12 sets of... And this goes a long way because they're sentiments, so you snip them down. I know we've shown samples before where you can use them as backgrounds. Oh, no. These are sentiments on a roll, easy to use. Snip them down and use them like Lily's just shown you in that fabulous demo. So I'll take you through each one. So you've got the gold sentiments, which is the Valentine, and it's got that lovely, beautiful foiling, as you can see there, with that lovely shine. You've got Happy Birthday to You on there.
Birthday wishes.
Thank you.
I can't thank you enough.
Thank you.
You are so thoughtful.
Thank you.
True
you are,
friends
Lily. You are, Lily, because you're helping me right out because your screen's close and mine's far away and I can't read them from there.
True friends are hard to come by, and by chance we met, by choice we became friends.
Thank you so much, Lily. Thank you, because it literally is a mile away and my eyes are not the best. That's the gold sentiments. You're not picking and choosing, you're getting all of them. So you've got the black ones. Now, I love the black ones. I think these are absolutely fabulous. It almost looks like you've stamped them when you've seen them down there. So you have got, again, all of those lovely sentiments that our Lily showed you, because it's the same ones, but they're just in a different colour. So again, you can see, sorry, I've dropped that there, but sorry, Jamie. Lovely font as well. Have you noticed the font? All different fonts. A really lovely set of the black ones. Not going to lie, I love the rose gold.
Oh,
I love the
yeah.
finish of the rose gold.
Gorgeous, isn't
Absolutely
it?
stunning. Again, all the same sentiments, so there's nothing changing. Everything that Lily read out to you is exactly the same as what you're getting, but this time it's that beautiful rose gold foiling through that lovely vellum. And then lastly, yeah, I mean, if you've got gold and you've got to have silver, haven't you? You've got to have a bit of silver. So that's exactly what you've got with the last one. Don't forget, now then, Lily, can you remember how much is on each one?
I don't know, actually. I was trying
There
to look
is
on
a
the
lot, I
packaging.
know, there is a lot.
It doesn't say.
There's 3 of each of the rolls in your box, so, and obviously 12 in total. But there are a lot of sentiments, and I know there is a ballpark figure somewhere where you can get the correct, there's hundreds. There are hundreds and hundreds of them. But look at that fabulous price. To have all your sentiments ready with that gorgeous foiled finish on all but one, because the other one is the black one, that's like most like you've black stamped it, is just absolutely incredible. The lowest you'll pay is £19.58 or $23.18, which is just an absolutely incredible price for all of those sentiments, and definitely worthy of having the tagline today of being a Monday mega deal. Absolutely incredible, it really is. I haven't forgot there's comments coming through, and I will go and have a little look at those, but what I don't want anybody to have that same situation we had this morning where things sold out before we brought them to air. I don't want that to happen again. So if you've got things in your basket and you feel like you're done, just head over to that website, have a little look around what else is on the show, what else is on the website. Don't forget, buy one, get one free on the stamps and dies, and also the 20% off your selected lines of Spectrum Raw kits and things like that in there. Go and have a little nosy, fill your baskets up, get yourself checked out, but make sure, because we are going for a break, aren't we? I thought so. It's just normally I see in the corner of my eye over there, I see a little screen, because you go, have a little check, have a little peruse around the website, go and get yourself checked out, but make sure you come back in a few minutes' time to obviously get some more crafty fun, crafty inspiration and crafty chat, and I promise I'll have a little look through and see what you've been saying. See you all on the other side.
The instruction and inspiration is mind-blowing.
The inspiration, the products to make our own and make it our own.
I get so much inspiration and tips and tricks from everyone there at Crafters Companion.
And there's so much support, respect, and inspiration all through the socials.
I like to watch Crafters TV as often as I'm free, and I always get new ideas each time, and it certainly helps kickstart my mojo.
That is why I love Crafters Companion, because they make me look like a better crafter and give me ways to do things that I haven't tried before.
I wouldn't be the crafter I am today without Crafters TV, so thank you.
Pokey tools and paper pads, gilding wax and stamping mats, scissors, glitter, builder blocks, faux snow fabric rocker blocks, Breas, misters, quilting clips, and die brush tools, precision snips, finger daubers, acetates, stencils, glue guns, and templates. Gemini Pro, Junior, and the OG. Gemini Go, Mini, and the MIDI. Tri-blend brush pens, aqua pens, and aqua blends. Illustrators, classics, and tri-blends, and color blends. Pens and sparkle pens, outliner pens. Fine tip glue applicators, envelope box creators, stamping platforms, boxer boards, the big score and scoreboard. Nina card and craft card, glitter card, matte black card, craft kits, wadding and adhesive sheets, glass mats, guillotines and pen trays, ball tool, die stamps, ink trays, miter tools and binding tools and toe bags, USBs, bone folders and punches, low-tack tape, paint brushes, stamens, mountboard, flower forming foam. Outline markers, DVDs, felt quick dry pads and CDs, gilding flakes and washi tape, tacky glue, red liner tape, craft asphalt press, sparkle pots, Centura pan and sticky dots, pigment ink pads, chunky glue, body bags, all-purpose glue, embossing folders, blending tools, storage folders, much more too. Water reactive ink pads, body bags, craft magnets, gear of craft and glue, stick and spray and stick away, dotty tape and split pens, acrylic paint pens, tape pens, watercolor card, rotary magazines and stamping card, Ultimate Pro and the rotating design board, Ultimate Buzz Compendium, Sara Signature collections, and don't forget Discovery Kits. Oh, and there's foam pads, think that's it. One final thing, foam on a roll. Foam on a roll.
Hi, my name is Sherry Jackson, and I have been a fan of Crafter's Companion for at least 7 or 8 years now. I love Crafter's TV. I mean, what's not to love about it? They've got great products, great prices, great people that work there for them. The customer service is great. The presenters are great. Demonstrators are great. Everyone there is great. I just love all the products. I love the tutorials we get. I love all the demonstrations, the craft-alongs, the master classes. Not only do you sell the products, but you teach everyone how to use it. I love the interaction on Crafters TV. I love the fun, the game, the prizes. There's just so much about Crafters TV. There's nothing not to love about Crafters TV. You guys have been there for me. I feel like you guys are my family. I'm widowed and live alone, and every day I look forward to watching Crafters TV, whether I watch it live or whether I go back and watch the reruns. I get so much inspiration and tips and tricks from everyone there at Crafters Companion, and I love all of you, and I'm so thankful for Crafters TV.
Keep those craftimonials coming through because we absolutely love seeing them. Do you know what I find myself doing though, Lily? I'm not going to lie. I'm looking round at all the craft rooms.
Me too. I'm glad it's not just me.
I'm like that. Let me see what they've got. Honestly, that's me all over. I absolutely love those craftimonials because it really, truly is lovely to hear what you guys have got to say. But me being the nosy crafter that I am, I'm nosy around looking at everything that you've got in your craft room. So please do keep them coming in. I know our Ben's been absolutely loving them. I've just got a few comments though before we continue with the rest of the fantastic deals that we've got on the show as well, and some more fabulous demos from our Lily. Jane Adams said, beautiful card, Lily.
Oh, thank you.
Just honestly, absolutely, it was beautiful. I would even found myself being transfixed.
Oh.
I was literally, do you know you feel yourself going down that camera and I was watching you colouring? Because I get like that. Literally, I'm like that. And it doesn't matter that I've been crafting for years. I love watching other people craft and see what you guys all come up with. Jen Shank on YouTube says, Debbie, the show was brilliant. I learned so much about the different adhesives. Thank you.
It was brilliant.
Thank you. Stephen Nicole said he loves your colouring.
Oh, thank you, Stephen.
Yeah, absolutely. Loads more people buying and getting hold of them. So Pamela Greenage on Facebook says, I love that style of the easel card, Lily. And then for about the vellum tape, crafting, not crafting. Oh, do you know you with these names?
They're tongue twisters, aren't they?
Oh, honestly. Hillary. Can I call you by your first name, Hillary? Is that okay? Yeah. I'm sure it is. We're friends, aren't we? It's absolutely fine. She said, I've used these loads recently. They are brilliant about the vellum tips. They really are. They are more useful than you think you're going to need to use them for. Absolutely. But you end up using them a lot. So absolutely incredible. Also, Rachel, I might have known. I did say to you earlier, where was she when we needed her? There's 10 metres on each roll.
10 metres on each. Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you for telling us. Jane Adams on Facebook says, hey, Debbie, what is the best... Oh, it's a joke. I've just realised. I've just should have realised. Jane, I did say please continue the jokes while Ben's not here. Please don't leave me hanging. And she's coming. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready? I remember then, Jane. Just remembered. She's put, hey, Debbie. I'm going to say, hey, Lily.
Hi.
What is the best candy bar to eat on the International Space Station?
Oh. I'm not sure. Go on.
A Mars bar.
Oh! It's like Ben's in the room.
I love Jane's jokes. Honestly, I said to her last week, because obviously I was here last week, and I did say, oh, please do keep them coming in, because we don't... It's a nightly routine. It wouldn't be the same, Jane. That's all I'm going to say.
It wouldn't be the same.
So you must promise you bring them in every day. And I did say to you, private message me if you want, for some jokes on Friday, because I'm here Friday Night Live and I've got to open it up. Honestly. Now then, I did love that. That's absolutely fabulous. Teddy. Aww. We'll wave to him.
Hello. Hello.
Hi, Teddy. He says, hi, Debbie. Hi. Yee.
Oh, hello.
Oh, because he can't say Lily, so he calls his sister Yee too. Oh, Teddy. That's our lovely Rachel's little boy as well. He's not so little anymore, though, now, will he?
No, he can't be. Must be 2
I know.
or 3, maybe.
And I've been given the all clear. Thank you, Hilary. Thank you, because the name just doesn't roll off the tongue like it should do, especially with these teeth. I said daft teeth, and they are my own.
Are
They
you
are
sure?
really my own, I promise you. It's just that sometimes I feel like they're falling out because I can't get my words out. Thank you very much for that, Hilary. Right, oh, it's 3 in August.
Oh, blimey, where's that time gone?
Where does the time go? It literally is. That has flown by, Rach. Really flown by. Right, what is flying by is the show. So let's get a cracking, shall we? Because, as we've said, quite a few things have sold out already. However, we've been having a little think about what we can do, and we've brought a couple of little deals in here. So, sparkle pens. Who loves a sparkle pen? Me! We all cry. Our lovely sparkle pens. This is the Tint and Tone range. Normally £12.99 or $18.99, but today, especially that platinum price, £10.39 or $15.19. And I do know our Lily is going to be using these fabulous brush pens in her next demo. So, Lily, are you ready for some more action?
I certainly am, yes. So we're going to bring in Fairy Glade. I know the bundle has sold out, but I have been reassured by Nicola in my ear. I hope she wasn't telling me porcupines, that our flying fantasy dice that she says she's checked, it's definitely still available individually on the website. And this is what we're going to focus on alongside some of our fabulous Tint and Tone. Oh, I'm not sure I should be saying that at this time at night. Tint and Tone. Blimey, it could come out like anything. But we'll be using these gorgeous sparkle pens to mix and match and do a little bit of a crafty mashup, if you like, with a few different elements. So all we've gone ahead and done to start with is we've taken a piece of our white cardstock. We have cut this down to about 4.5 by 5.5. And then what we've done is we've taken these dies. Now you get 4 dies in this set. I've got one missing, it's just over here. Let me grab that 4th die. So you've got basically 2 halves made up of 2 separate pieces. So you've got your inner cutting details. It's going to cut that beautiful filigree design into your cardstock. But you'll need that outer die to be able to cut that out in a wing style shape around that edge. Notice here that there's a gap in the die. Same for both sides of the wing. You've got that gap in the middle, which allows you to have that like almost like cut out wing element with your beautiful wings here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these dies, and all I've gone ahead and done is I've positioned them onto my piece of cardstock, and I've cut them out just like so. You can see you've got that lovely wing detail there where they lift up, that centre stays within your cardstock. So you've got that beautiful liftable style element. Anybody remember liftable dies we did a few years ago? A little bit like that, but on a larger scale. But then all we've gone ahead and done is we've brought in our sparkle pen. We've got this beautiful blue colour tone, Starry Sky, and it really is a perfect name for that pen. Really is like a lovely deep starry sky. And what we've done is we've taken our lid off and we've just tapped that all over the background there to give us that lovely splashy style effect all on the back there. Pop that onto some black there, you can see perfectly that detail all behind there. But this is where we're going to bring in our sparkle pen once again. So we've got a piece of watercolour cardstock here, just a little scrap here that's cut so it's ever so slightly bigger than that die that we've got, the solid die for that left hand wing. Then all we're going to do is we're going to take our pen, give it a good old shake just to disperse all that shimmer, all that sparkle within the pen. You will hear that little ball bearing, which does help it to sort of all move around. And then just give that little squeeze so you've got plenty of that ink coming through, and you can see it's absolutely gorgeous. We will give this a little tilt in just a second so you can see all of that lovely sparkle coming through. Just going to go scribble over that background, really no finesse to this at all. We just want to lay down that colour so we've got almost like our own custom coloured and glittered cardstock. Just going to go all around that edge there, and then I'll just pop the lid on. Make sure I don't pop my finger in the middle of this because it is still very, very wet. But you can see there, you can even see when it's wet a little bit of that sparkle come into the form. But once you leave it to dry, which is exactly what we've done with this piece here, what's going to happen is that wetness is going to sort of disappear as it dries off, and you can see all of that glitter. That is one coat on there. I've not gone in and left it to dry and gone in with extra coats. That is one coat on there, and just as I catch that, look at that incredible shimmer on there. It's absolutely gorgeous. Don't worry about these messy edges. Those will sort of be got rid of in just a moment's time, which is where we bring back in our outer die here. So we've got the outline to that left-hand wing. We're going to make sure that's positioned onto our sparkle on there. And I'm just going to pop a little piece of tape onto there. Sometimes when you're taping onto a coated surface like a glitter or a mirror, it can sometimes be a little bit more difficult to get that tape to stick. So I'm just taping onto some of that exposed cardstock as well where there's no glitter, and that should make sure that that doesn't move as it goes through our die cutting machine. I'm going to run that through, and then that's going to be a backer for our wings, just to give it a little bit of shimmer and shine behind that lovely filigree element of our butterfly wings. So let's go in and remove our die from our cardstock. As always, just take a little bit of care, just easing that die back, making sure that we don't rip our cardstock. And then all we need to do to complete that cut is we just need to bring in a pair of scissors, and then between these two lines here, we're just going to cut upwards to finish off that cut there. And you can see we've got our lovely wing cut from our very own custom created cardstock that we've made using our sparkle pen. We'll bring in our other half now. We've already gone ahead and done it exactly the same with that other piece. And these are just going to sit behind this main piece that we have here. So they're just going to sit behind there, so we've got that lovely sparkle detail. So we will go in with our, I think we'll go for our dotty tape pen. So because I'm a very good citizen, as you can see, and I don't want to make the desk all messy, so I'll go in with my piece of cardstock underneath just to make sure that that's going to catch any of that tape pen that goes between the areas of the die. And then you can of course go in and mix up your adhesives if you want to use your tacky glue as well as your tape pen, and there's nothing stopping you from doing that, just to give you a little bit of wiggle room and make sure that's going to be nicely adhered to our piece that's going to go as the background. So just a few dots over there. You don't need to cover the whole piece, there just needs to be little strategic drops of our glue just to make sure that it's going to be anchored nicely into position. So we'll pop that onto there. We'll start off with one wing at a time. A little bit easier to do this from the reverse, so you can see we're lining this up perfectly. Just pop that onto there. Once we're happy with the positioning, give it a good old burnish. With your tape pen, it's the same with the dotty as with your solid tape pen. It is pretty much an instant grab, whereas your tacky glue gives you just a few moments to manoeuvre that into position. So if you're a little bit less confident when it comes to lining things up, then your tacky glue is brilliant. But like I say, we did go over all of our adhesives when it came to that 2 o'clock show this afternoon, which was fabulous to watch. So we're just going to make sure we've released that so we can fold that piece upwards to give us that lovely liftable element to our wings. So just allow that to fly free a little bit more, just making sure we've bent that into position. And you can see that gives us that lovely dimension that will still fold flat for posting as well. Now we'll bring in our card base at this point and our black matten layer. Because I'm going to stick that 3D, I'll actually stick my black matten layer to my card base first. Just makes it a little bit easier to work with. So we'll go in with our tape pen onto the reverse, making sure we've got plenty around all of the edges, and I tend to have a little piece in the middle as well just to make sure it's nicely anchored on all of those sides. We'll just pop that into the middle, lining that up, even spacing left and right, top and bottom, and then we'll bring in our topper that's going to go into the middle. At this point I think I'll go in with some of my foam tape. We'll have to go with a thinner one here just so I've got enough space to pop that between. So we'll just pop a piece on the top border there, and then we'll just cut on that left hand side. We'll go for exactly the same on the bottom there, another piece of our foam tape. Could even be adding a shaker behind this as well, that would work beautifully well with some lovely sequins or your glitter nestled behind the apertures that you've got from the wings. Would work an absolute treat. You can of course stick this flat if you are a little bit worried about postage and you want your cards to have a little bit less weight, a little bit less bulk. There's nothing from stopping you from actually sticking this flat. You don't always have to do it 3D if you don't want to, but here going for an extra little bit of lift that will really bring this card to life even more. So let's just go in and take our backing off of our foam pads, and then this will just go into the centre of our card base. So we'll move those out the way, and we'll just pop this into the middle of our card. As always, if you're a little bit concerned about lining that up perfectly first time, just go in with a little bit of wet glue on the back of your foam tape after you've removed the backing, and that will give you that little bit of wiggle room if you need that. So that's starting to take shape quite nicely. We've got quite a large space in the middle, so we'll leave that to one side and we'll bring in one of our wooden frames. Now, unfortunately, these have sold out, but you can do the same technique with any sort of wooden frame. I just want to show you the technique of using your sparkle pen onto a surface other than cardstock, other than paper, just to show how versatile they are and how you can be using them in your mixed media crafting as well as just your paper crafting. So we're going with our lovely Starry Sky sparkle pen, and because you've got that beautiful flexible brush nib onto there, it makes it super easy to apply that colour, lay down that colour onto our little MDF plaque here. Now you don't have to go in with multiple coats, literally one coat of this, because they are so richly pigmented with all that beautiful shimmer and shine onto there. One coat does plenty. It's going to look absolutely gorgeous with just one coat of that glitter, that sparkle pen onto there. Now you're going to leave that to dry, and I find the best way with these, you can force dry them using a heat tool just to speed up that drying process, which is exactly what I did with this one here. Left that to dry Just sped it up with my heat tool, and I've popped a little sentiment in there. It's the Make Everyday, and it's part of this Sprinkle of Magic stamp and die set. So that's just popped into there. Popped a little piece of our white cardstock behind. You don't need to worry about the back being a little bit messy, because it all will be covered in just a few moments time. And then to complete the sentiment, I've got the word magical, which is just going to sit onto there just like so to finish it off quite nicely. So we're going with our tacky glue in our fine tip glue applicator. We'll pop that onto the reverse of here. We only need a little bit on the far left and the far right hand sides, just where it overlaps the frame. We don't need to stick the middle down, because that'll be slightly further down compared to the sides, which are a little bit raised. So that will go onto the centre of there just to complete our sentiment. And I've actually die cut a couple of layers. I think it's 2 or 3 layers that I've got to the word magical, just to give it a little bit more strength, a little bit more dimension, and start to make that look a little bit thicker as well. So that's our sentiment to go in the middle. Then all that's left to do just to finish this card off, that is literally just going to sit into the centre of our card. A very clean and simple card, very easy card to create. We're just showing you how you can use some of the items that you might already have in your stash from that fabulous Fairy Glade collection, and sparkle pens if you've not already got them. They are an absolutely fantastic medium to have in your crafty stash. You can paint with them, you can do your backgrounds with them, you can do those colour washes with them, you can water them down with water, use them onto things like your wooden plaques like we've done here. Lots and lots of scope with these fantastic pens, and I love this set that we've got on the show today, because not only have you got that beautiful blue that we've just had a little look at, you've got 2 of the most useful colours, which is your onyx black and your clear sparkle, which is what you see us use day in, day out here at Crafters TV. They are fabulous colourways to have in your crafty stash. So just finally titivate those wings a little bit more. Oh, like we were saying about tacky glue, you do need to give it just a few moments to dry. Was a little bit too hasty with that then, it hadn't quite set, so just pop a little bit more glue onto there, just to allow it a little bit longer to make sure that glue definitely takes onto there. But once it's dried, it's going to give you a lovely, clean and simple, quick and easy card to create using some of those elements from Fairy Glade and your sparkle pens as well.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Love the background that you've created as well. Absolutely gorgeous. And lots of you, again, lovely Karen says she loves the sparkle pen. It's been a while since we've used a sparkle pen.
I know, I've not had them on a show for ages, and I love them. They're so versatile, they're fabulous.
Absolutely. Pat Titian Demaris on Facebook says, Lily, your nails match your glitter paper, which are lovely.
I was
admiring them, I'm not going to lie. I was admiring the colour as well, and that sparkle. Blue Jay, on YouTube says, wow, you ladies are quite the tag team. I think I'm going to have to save every show you're doing together this week. Quite gorgeous and informative. Thank you very much, Blue Jay. That's very nice. So she's got us on the big telly. We're on YouTube. Are we on the big telly?
Big telly, eh? Blind.
I know. And then Jane, bless you, Jane. She got back to me.
Oh,
she's put, thank you, Debbie. I'll see if I can come up with some jokes for you.
Oh, I can't wait to hear them, Jane.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to lie. I think I've got a lot to live up to. The last time someone covered, which I think was Miss Fisher when I was here with her, cracking set of jokes that she had. So, yeah, a little bit under pressure. A little bit under pressure I am. Now then, we are going to move on. This is Monday Makers, and we have still got just over an hour left on the show, and we've got lots of cracking deals to go through as well. And some, for me personally, I think some of these deals are just out of this world. They really, truly are absolutely sensational. And this is one of them. The fabulous Garden Collection is just, honestly, the price, when you see what you're getting in a second, is why I think it is more than just a Monday mega deal. It's an absolutely out of this world deal. £25.97 or $31.97 is the price if you're not in the club. Of course, if you are, the lowest, £20.78. Still struggling to say this because I know what's in here, or $25.58. This is absolutely fabulous, and there are so much to this collection. It really is an incredible buy at that price that you're seeing on the screen. It's going to start with the watering can. So one of my favourite die sets in this was actually this one, where you can build your watering can up and add those florals into there. Absolutely fabulous, it really is. So that's your watering can and florals. Again, you're not choosing, you get everything. And there is a lot of metal for your money in this one. We've got the house pant... Oh, Debbie, oh my God. We haven't got house pants, Debbie. For the love of... Honestly, did I say to you, Lily? What did I say to you?
House pants.
House pants. I mean, really.
Pants you wear in your house and nowhere else.
Oh
House
my
pants.
God. I mean, I do walk around in the house in my pants. I'm not going to lie. But...
Thanks for the information. Lovely to know.
But not tonight. It's the house plants, Debbie. The house plants and pots. Oh, seriously. They'll not be letting me back. Absolutely incredible set of dies. I love these because of that feature. I've always wanted to be a bit green-fingered by having house plants around the house. I'm just not very good at keeping them alive, Lily. I'm not going to lie.
I'm the same, Debbie. I'd love to get into gardening. I'd love to have maybe a few fruit and vegetable plants in the garden. Well, I say I couldn't have in the garden anymore. It's fake grass. But anyway, the thought's quite nice, but the reality, no.
I know, which is why I love them in dye form.
Me too.
Because I can make them and make it feel like I am almost nearly there, not quite. Planting stations is all the dyes that you get in to be able to add all of those house plants on, thank you, and everything else in this collection. One of my favourite pieces is the garden tree. I love that one, and I love the detail of the garden tree, and Lily will show you some samples in a second. Have you got some samples to show, actually?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think
because
so.
this one is, it can go through the seasons, and this is why I love this, because you can take it right through from your spring to your summer to your autumn to your winter, because of all the extra bits that you've got to be able to add onto that, and of course some of the favourites in there, butterflies too. And again, you're not choosing, this is everything that you get in this collection. The pretty picket fence is also another gorgeous one, and I love the way that we've proportioned or put them into proportion is the trees and the scenery in the background behind that picket fence. Absolutely fantastic. Then gardening tools. All of the gardening tools that you can think that you would need in a garden are right here, right on this board for you to be able to take home. Again, I've shown you some amazing dies already, but we're still not done because we've got then the most fun sentiments, stamp sentiments. You grow girl, because all of them have got a little play on those words. Personal favourite? Garden gangster. Yeah, love that. You grow girl, love that one. What else have we got? Are you going to come in closer for me?
Compost happens.
Well, I didn't know, Lily, until I think it was maybe last week or week before when I was up here for the week, when Ben had to explain it to me, and he had to mouth the word to me because I didn't understand what it meant.
Oh.
I do now. Plants make me happy. May all your weeds be wildflowers. Absolutely. Plant your dreams. Bloom where you are planted. Honestly, this is beautiful. I love this one. I'm not going to lie. The be kind to everyone.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Honestly, yes. Some really beautiful sentiments on there. I love the gardeners know all the dirt, the best dirt. I think that's really good as well. Some really lovely different sentiments, fun sentiments, play on those pun words, and also the font on there as well. All of that for £20.78, the lowest price you'll pay, or $25.58, I think is absolutely incredible. Do you have some samples to share with us,
I
Lee?
certainly do, and let me tell you, they are absolutely beautiful samples. So we're going to start off with one using our house plants. Or house plants, I'm quite sure, but it's an absolutely gorgeous sample using those beautiful plants there, building up an absolutely gorgeous scene. But how about something a little bit more clean and simple, if you like? Really easy to put this one together. Just a few layers, a few of those beautiful florals and your watering can, but it looks absolutely stunning. This one, I have a feeling I created this one on a show for a little while back, actually, using some of our alphabet dies alongside elements from the collection. Just started to build up that scene. I think it looks absolutely lovely, and how perfect would that be for Father's Day? I think it would be perfect for that. Then bringing in that tree die, making it a real full tree. Maybe this is the summer or the springtime style tree. Shaping all those leaves, bringing some of them in as flowers as well. It looks absolutely incredible, and alongside that beautiful fence die as well to really build that scene together. And talking of building a scene, I have to show you this one. It's absolutely incredible. This is by Jackie. Jackie, I absolutely love this sample. I think it's ingenious to bring in that shaped card there to create an actual 3D scene. It looks amazing, bringing in all those different elements to create a real work of art, and that's the sort of thing you can create using this amazing collection. I just love it.
Absolutely gorgeous. Do we have a demo on this one as well?
We certainly do, yeah.
Fabulous. So we'll go back over to Lily in a second. Pat's asked a question though.
Go on, Pat.
She wants to see my nails.
Oh, well, Debbie, yours are lovely.
She wants to see my nails, so I'm going to put my hand there for our Jamie to get in, because she says, I know that you also have beautiful nails. Thank you very much.
She
I've
does.
gone for a little sparkle, a little bit on the ends. That's what I'm right into me little sprinkle on the end of my tips.
I do like it, I have to say, Debbie, I love those.
Thank you very much.
We are sort of matching though, aren't we, really?
I love glitter. I
Me
love anything
too.
that sparkles.
Me
Anything
too.
that's, I'm like a magpie, literally, quite literally.
Yeah.
I feel in a previous life that's exactly what I was, because I am drawn to everything that sparkles. I really am.
You and me both. I've even got a little band of sparkle on my shoes.
Yes, she has,
Sparkle
absolutely.
everywhere.
Don't know if you can get your leg quite as that. Oh,
I'm not that flexible. I'll give it a
I
go.
didn't realise I was that flexible. I was like, oh.
Nearly. I know,
I'm
more
so
flexible than me.
impressed. Look at me go. I didn't even know I could get it up there. No, I tried over there, Jamie.
Oh,
I did
dear.
try over there. I feel it's a little bit smaller, this counter, so
Yeah.
yeah, but I haven't got sparkles on mine though, so I don't know why I did that. But Lily has got some beautiful sparkly boots on. My eyes were drawn earlier when we were sat in the room chatting. I was like, oh, sparkly boots, love them. Right, so keep your questions coming in, keep your comments coming in as well, because like we said, this is all interactive, and please do share what you've been making, what it is that you want to see as well. And we'll throw back to our lovely Lily, where she's got a lovely demo lined up with this gorgeous garden collection.
We certainly will. No sparkle in this one, unfortunately, which is a shame for me and Debbie, but we're going to create something hopefully really quite pretty using our beautiful garden collection. Now, I'm starting off with a piece of white cardstock that I've just cut down to size, and I've brought in one of my masks that I actually use time and time again, this one. This was actually part of our A Year of Craft collection. I think it was box 6, but it's just a cloud-shaped stencil. Really easy to create. If you've not got a stencil like this, you might have a die, which you can create the stencil yourself, or you could even just cut that by hand. Really easy to create a stencil like this if you don't already have one. I've just popped a piece of my masking tape just along that middle border because there's cloud sort of apertures within this stencil and I don't want to ink through those. I just literally want this top edge. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to position that onto my cardstock. The fact that I've got a masking tape onto there allows it to sort of grab and cling onto our cardstock a little bit better as well. And I'm just going to take my Waterfall Duet ink pad, fresh sponge here. I just need to load that sponge up a little bit. A dirty sponge is always a little bit better than a fresh sponge, I have to say. It gives you a little bit more of an even blend, but we're just going to go in with our round blending tool, going in with our circular motions to lay down that ink nice and smoothly up to where that cloud stencil starts at the top of our cardstock. So just blending that all over there. Don't need to be too heavy-handed on this, just a nice little blush of ink all over that area. Then once we're happy with that, we'll just ease back that piece and you've got the start of our design. Now then we go in with our next layer down, so just move that stencil a little bit further down and then we can start to repeat that same process of applying our ink onto there. What I tend to do with this is I tend to use, like for example, for the first bit we use that left-hand side of the stencil, then for this second layer down we're using the right-hand side of the stencil, just to give you a sort of variation in terms of the cloud formation between the layers. It's just going to give you a really nice, more natural effect to your scene. So just going around with our blending tool onto there. Then all we're going to do once again is remove that. You can see it's starting to take shape already. We'll just go with our next layer down, position that onto our cardstock and going once again, picking up our ink directly from that lovely Duet ink pad and just starting to blend that onto there. Now we are using, of course, our Duet ink pads, but you could be using any of your other ink pads really that you used typically for blending. So our water reactives will work a treat for this. Your opaque pigments, you could even use those as well. Those would work nicely too. And if you want a shimmery sky, then you could always go in with your shimmer ink pads too. Would still work in terms of the blending. So that's our next layer, and then finally we'll go in with another layer. Once again, making sure we're moving our stencil so that we've not got exactly the same sort of looking layer of clouds between the different rows. So just go in, ink that, moved out the way ever so slightly, we'll just go back in and line it back up, making sure that's nicely in position. You can of course add a little bit of your repositionable spray on the back of there to help that stay in position. Then for the final layer, I'm just going to ink around the edge without the stencil there, and that's going to complete our panel here to create up our background. Very easy to do. You can do it with any sort of card that you're creating, but I just thought it'd work absolutely perfectly alongside the garden
We had a
collection.
good deal on the tools as well earlier, because they
We
should have been
did.
on the show earlier.
Absolutely, yeah, we
So
did.
we do have a good deal on the ink blenders and sponges if you want to go back over to the website and check that out, because we never got round to that, Lily, did we?
I know, we were
I
too
know.
busy, far too busy. Right, so I've just wiped up my mat. So before I end up ruining all of that background, let's just make sure we dry off our mat there before we mat and lay this onto some of our craft cardstock. So a little piece of our craft cardstock we've cut to about a quarter, not even a quarter, about an eighth of an inch larger actually. So a nice thin mat and layer onto our craft card. To bring in our tape pen just for speed, of course your Collal All Purpose is going to work a treat for this, but just for speed we'll go in with our solid tape pen, and then we'll lay that onto our little piece of craft card there, giving it nice thin border all around the edge. And then that's our first panel, our first background done, ready to start to be laid into a card. What we've done already is we've done the same a few more times. So we've got 4 of exactly the same panel there. So we're going to start to build up a seam, but we'll leave those to one side for just a moment because we need to bring in some of the beautiful dies from this
Could I ask you a question, Lily, before you
Oh,
start
yes,
die
go on.
cutting? Because LDD on YouTube has said, Lily, what type of paper are you working on right now with the clouds?
That is a great question, actually. Would you say LDD on YouTube?
LDD, yes. Yeah.
LDD, that is a fantastic question. It is just regular white multi-purpose card. So it doesn't need to be any sort of special card. Because I wasn't adding water, it doesn't need to be a watercolour cardstock. Just a nice smooth white cardstock. I think we're still back to calling it multi-purpose, but it's just a white card that you should find over on the website. Hopefully that helps.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. So we're going in with a garden tree die set now, bringing in that lovely tree that we're going to cut from some of our craft cardstock, and then love the fact that these little dies here, which can be leaves, they can be blossom, they can be flowers, really lovely for all of your scrap busting as well. If you've got tiny scraps of paper like I've got here, that lovely green cardstock, it's going to be absolutely ideal for using up all of those little pieces that you might otherwise throw away. So we'll just run that through our die cutting machine, and we're going to start to build together our scenes. Any ideas anyone has as to where this is going? I wonder. Any
No,
guesses,
I've been puzzling myself.
No? Debbie's wondering.
Literally,
Hopefully
because I haven't seen what you're doing with this one, so I'm like,
Hopefully I know what I'm doing. I had an idea, so we'll see if it turns out quite how I was expecting it to. I'm hoping so. It's going all right so far, at least anyway. So we'll pop our tree die out of our craft card. That looks absolutely gorgeous from the craft card, works the tree. And then we've got our little, as they're going to be for this particular part, they're going to be leaves there. So we'll just tote those off of our mat, and we'll poke the rest out of our die, ready to start to build together our tree.
when you're starting your work, because I've got a question for you, Lily. Look
Go
at
on.
me being nosy ever again. Always the nosy one.
Me and you
like,
both, Debbie. Me and you
Do you
both.
know, like when you set about starting things, and like when you set about working on your prep and things like that?
Yeah.
Where do you get your inspiration from?
One of those questions we get asked time and time again. Do you know what? So many places, Debbie. I'm inspired a lot by other crafters, so I love looking at what everyone else does and sort of then to put my own spin on it. I love looking at anything really, things around me. I am a big fan of art, so I love looking at art and drawing inspiration from that sort of thing as well, but nature as well. I absolutely love being out in nature, so get a lot of inspiration from there. But yeah, for me, it's one of those things, the more I craft, the more sort of ideas I get. So I'll start off with one idea, and then it'll start to snowball into another idea and another idea. And that's quite often how it goes with me with collections. I might do one card with this collection, then I'll think, oh, well, what about if I do that? What about if I do that? So I think it's one of those, the more you craft, the more sort of ideas come to you.
Because what I don't think a lot of people know is that you're on the design team as well, aren't you?
I am, yes.
so-
I don't have a lot of spare time, so I'm here 5 days a week working in the office, doing all the scheduling and whatnot and everything else I do. And then I'm on the design team as well in my spare
You
time.
produce as well? Does
I
a bit
do,
of
yeah.
producing?
I do, yeah. I like to be in people's ears, shouting orders at them. I don't really. I'm not that terrible, unless it's a game, unless we're playing a game, in which case I'm a bit of a tough referee, shall we say.
Yes, we know. I know firsthand from that one, Lily. Let me tell you now.
Yes, yeah.
I was on one of those shows with you.
Yes, I do apologise, but I'm I can be a little bit cruel, I suppose you could say, but cruel but fair. Anyway, let's go back to the card. I've realised I've not brought my sticky picky uppy tool, but not to worry. Well, we shall make it work as always. We have got our little pieces here, our little leaves, and we're just going to go in. Wondered if that was going to work. It's not. Never mind. I've got a finger, I'll use my finger. We're just going to pop our little leaves onto our glue, and I find it a lot easier to pop the glue onto the actual piece we're sticking onto first, and then stick down your little leaves onto there. Of course, you can be going off the packaging. You've got a lovely card sample on the front of that packaging. There's nothing stopping you going in and sort of copying that directly. It's great as a starting point. If you are struggling for inspiration, just have a little look at the designs on the packaging, and that should give you a little sort of helping hand as to where you might want to start with your design. So we're just going and we'll start to build our scene, our lovely tree, onto the background there. Thinking sort of springtime, summertime for this particular one. Absolutely lovely with all these different leaves, and you can cut it multiple times. This particular die, you can cut it as many times as you like and give it a really sort of full covering of leaves, or you can just have a few more sparse leaves if you want. That choice is yours. Love the fact though that the tree and the leaves are separate, so it gives you so much versatility in terms of what season it might be, which might be a little clue as to where I'm going with this one.
I'm still flummoxed. I think do you know what it is? It's because did you just say there were 4 panels with
4 panels, yep.
Yeah, that's what's thrown me. I don't know where we're going. Oh,
Nicola's onto something.
Do you know when I were talking about the seasons and the trees being in the seasons, were I warm?
You might have
I
been.
always tell kids when we're playing hide and seek and things like that, and we're just say, like, especially for hiding objects and things like that. Am I warm? Am I cold? Am I scorching hot?
You're very warm, I'd say. Very warm. Yep.
I can't wait.
Yeah, well, I hope it's going to come together nicely. It was a nice idea in my mind, at least, so we'll see if that translates onto cardstock. So I'll make sure those leaves have enough time to grow. I'm slightly worried about them all falling off until the glue's grabbed. So we'll set that to one side for a moment. That could potentially be one season. Then we're going to bring back in another of these panels. We've got one of these trees that we've cut just from our craft card, and this is going to go down exactly as it is. This is going to be our winter tree, so a lovely bare tree. You've got things like your glitters or even your puffy snows, your faux snows. There's nothing stopping you from going back in with those lovely mixed media elements and start to add some faux snow onto our tree to make it proper Christmassy, wintry, snow-laden tree. So we're just going with our tacky glue onto the reverse of here. It's going to give us that little bit of wiggle room to make sure I've positioned this nice and centrally onto our background piece. So just ease that round, pop that onto the centre.
Stephen Nicole on Facebook says, whatever you do, it always comes out on top, Lily. You inspire me and I have learned so much from you.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, I hope, Stephen, your confidence is not misplaced for this particular demo. Let's hope it all comes out nice. Otherwise, Stephen will be saying, I eat my words. I eat my words. Let's hope not, eh? We shall soon see. So there's our spring's done. Winter's done here. So that's set that one to one side while that also dries. Next up, I've taken exactly the same tree die, but this time I've cut those leaves twice. One's from orange and one's from a lovely sort of burnt burgundy sort of colour, which is going to be autumn, of course. So there's our autumnal
favourite time of the year.
It's not mine, I have to say. Certainly not mine. Jamie Nori is saying I hate autumn. I wouldn't say I hate autumn, but it's certainly not my most favourite.
I'm a summer girl, I'm not going to lie.
Me and you
I love
both,
my summer.
Debbie. Absolutely, it's got to be. Got to be. A lot of people seem to love autumn these days. It seems to be a bit of a trendy sort of
I love the colours of autumn.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I love the colours. I don't like the leaves when they've properly fallen. I like the scattering of some, but I don't like it when they're like knee deep.
Oh gosh, yeah. And then it rains and they get all soggy and horrible.
And then you slip. And
you
slide all over.
They are slip. They can be slippy. So that is our autumnal tree there. Once again, just sticking that down onto our background, just giving that a few moments to grab, and once again, giving it a little bit of burnish from the reverse, just to make sure that that's nicely adhered into position. And then finally, we've got one more to go. My favourite colour coming in here, our blossom tree there with our lovely pink little blossoms, and that's going to be perhaps our spring, I think. Probably the summer one will be the greens, and this lovely pink blossom one will probably be spring, I think, but just something a little bit different for all 4 seasons. So let's go in once again with our tacky glue, just dotting that all over the reverse. You could be using your dotty tape pen for that, for the delicate bits, but that should be enough adhesive onto there. Just turn that round once again and just pop that onto your background. Like I've done with these 2 trees, I've popped the blossom on first and I've stuck the tree down, or you can stick your tree to the background and then pop all your extra elements on, whichever you find easier when you are crafting. And once again, giving that a good old burnish to make sure that's nicely adhered onto our background there. Now we'll set them to one side and we're going to bring in a, quite frankly, absolutely massive card base here.
Oh,
it's
my kind of card, Lily, I'm not going to lie.
It's absolutely huge. It's over 8 by 8, so it's a big card that I've created here. And we're just going to go in with some of our tape. We've got a panel here, which is our craft card and our white card, so to match the mats and layers that we've got with our 4 panels. So tape onto the reverse. I would, if I was crafting at home, add a little panel in the inside just to sort of reinforce the inside of the card, because it is such a large card. But just for speed, we're going to go in with our panel onto the front there. Then we've got our 4 panels to place onto the background. So we've got our spring, we've got our summer, we've got our autumn, and finally we've got our winter that's going to go into the corner. So it's all starting to take shape here. So we'll bring in some of our tape pen. Just for speed at home, I would be using, of course, as I'm sure you guys can all imagine, I'll be using tons and tons of foam tape. But just I'm conscious the time is absolutely running away with us once again. You know, you think 2 hours is a really long time, but you get in this studio and it absolutely flies by every single show, and it ends up shocking you how quickly 2 hours can go by. And I do have another demo I'm desperate to cram in for you guys. So just for speed, tape pen is super, super quick, so I'm not having to fight with the backing of our
How many more demos have you got?
1 more, just the 1. So it should be all right, I hope.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
As long as I don't faff too much.
You take your time, you'll be fine.
Well, not too much, because you know what we're like, Debbie. If we get talking, it could be
I know,
the whole
I know.
show gone.
And people are, I mean, we've got our lovely Michael Adams on YouTube. He says it's great to see you back, Lily.
Oh, thank you, Michael. It's
Yeah.
good to be back with you guys. It's funny saying good to be back when I've been in the building the whole time, but you know what I mean. It's good to be back live with you all and chatting with you all, which is what I absolutely love. I do pop in the comments every now and again. I do watch. If I'm not too busy, I tend to have it on in the background. Usually silent though, because the other guys in the office probably don't want to have the noise disturbing them. But our card is almost done. We've got one final little touch into the centre, which is our Brighter Days Ahead, which is going to go into the middle of our card just to finish it off. I was thinking, obviously this is a card, but it could be a scrapbook page. It could be something home decor that you want to pop into a box
Well, you've
frame.
read Rebecca Dancer's mind, because that's what she said. She said this card would look absolutely amazing in a box frame for home decor.
Do you know what, Rebecca? That was my idea, but I'm not going to lie. My idea was yesterday. I didn't have time to buy a box frame, so you've got a card instead. But just imagine it's in a frame. Just fuzzy your eyes a little bit, and it could be in a frame for all you know. I'm hoping this will stand.
Absolutely
But
beautiful.
you can see there the 4 seasons. I've talked ever since we brought out this collection. I've done the same as you, Debbie. I've talked about doing a tree for all seasons. I've talked about doing all 4 seasons. I thought, you know what, Lily, put your money where your mouth is and do it for goodness sake, girl. And there you are. It works an absolute treat. Spring, summer, autumn, winter. Just using that dye, a little bit of inking in the background. I have to say, I'm quite pleased with how it came out.
Quite pleased? Quite pleased?
Yeah.
I actually think that's my favourite one you've done all day.
Oh,
and you've done some beauties, because I mean, I was blown away with the first one that you did first thing this morning. I was like, oh my God, that's stunning. But that actually, because I'm exactly the same. I keep saying a tree of all seasons. We all talk about it. So it's lovely to see it be brought to life. And I do agree with Rebecca about the home decor piece. That would look lovely. Imagine that hanging up in your hall.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, that's the thing. Take these dies, have a little look at them. Yes, we talk about card making and all those other things, but to take it into home decor as well is just another level. It's just another skill set that you could do, and that one absolutely fits the bill. I'm just going to recap very quickly that deal for you. It is an absolutely sensational deal, especially when you see absolutely everything that you're getting. And I'm going to quickly whip through these because I know Lily wants to get in one final demonstration. You've got the watering can and florals. You've got the house plants and pots. You have the beautiful planting stations, the fabulous one Lily's just used, which is the garden tree with all those gorgeous little extra elements to take it through all those seasons. The picket fence is in this bundle, as is all of the gardening tools. And then lastly, all of those stamped sentiments. It's an absolutely stellar deal because it's a 7-piece set. 7-piece that's got multiples of dies, not just any old dies, multiples of dies. And look at the price that you're seeing on the screen. The lowest you'll pay today is £20.78 or $25.58 if you are a Club Platinum member or joining that Club Inspire today. It's very easy, it's very simple for all you newbies that are watching. Head over to the website, it's self-explanatory. Tap in Club Inspire, it'll take you through all those because it really is a cracking club to be in. especially when you get deals like this that you're seeing on the screen. And talking of deals, one of the deals that we didn't get round to this morning, and Lily's just been using them, sorry, I keep saying this morning. I do it all the time. It was only a couple of hours ago.
I know, feels like a lifetime ago.
But Lily's been using them is our fabulous ink blending tools. And this deal was absolutely sensational, which is, I'm just so sorry we didn't get around to it, because you'd have the circular ones in there that have 2 ink pads in there. And then you've got the 10 at the top, you can see at the top of your screen, the 10 replacement ones, or the 10 extras for all your inks. Then you've got the square. We know it's not a square, don't shout at us, it's a rectangle, we know that, but we differentiate between the two. And then, of course, you've got your 10 extra ones. So there's 2 where the tool is, and then there's your 10 extra ones as well. And then my favourites, I absolutely love a blending sponge. And that's exactly what you've got. You've got your 4 mini blending sponges. Now, look at that price. That is phenomenal. It's a phenomenal deal. £12.97 or $20.97, because look what price it should be. But even better is the platinum price at £10.38 or $16.78 for use of all your inks. Every one of your inks. If you can multi-buy on that, definitely do so. Absolutely amazing deal. Just couldn't get round to it earlier on. Now, before we move on to the next part of the show, or should I say perhaps the last part of the show, because we're entering nearly into that last 40 minutes of today, we're going to take a small break. And when we come back, I'm sure Lily's going to wow us with even more crafty inspiration. I'll definitely wow you with the deals today. Maybe a bit of cheeky banter as well. Keep those comments coming in, and we'll see you all at the other side of this.
Amazing presenters, craft goods galore, launch days and craft vaults, deals bundles and more. Hints, tips and demos, laughter and fun. A world crafting community for everyone. So what's not to love about Crafters TV? So go make a coffee and pull up a chair. Let's all get crafting. I'll see you all there.
A few weeks ago on the show, we were talking about places where all you guys lived. We might have used Google Earth just to have a bit of a sneaky look at the village, town, or city that you lived in. And I thought it might be quite funny if I wrote a little ditty and I put on my Facebook page, where do y'all live, and all 50 towns and cities and village into my little song. But I didn't realize that there would be about 425 responses, so I'm gonna cram as many places into this song as I can, but I won't get them all in. We craft everywhere, man, we craft everywhere. From over here to there, man, we craft everywhere. In crafters we've got our share, man, we craft everywhere. We craft in Lydney, Lynbrook, Launceston, Lehana, Tampa, Darlington, Almond Beach, Sedalia, Wills Point, Widnes, Wild Marshall, Jackwell Lake, Walker, Burn, Yate, Bay, Hesperia, Sublimity, Pinho, Avon, Freeport, Mableton, San Jose, Enumclaw, Great Bend, Detroit, Keniston. We craft everywhere, man, we craft everywhere. From over here to there, man, we craft everywhere. In crafters we've got our share, man, we craft everywhere. We craft in Parachute, Paradise, Pollux, Papillion, Sheepshead Bay, St. Petersburg, Seacom, Sutton, Saturday, Bristol, Brighton, Brooklyn, Blackwell, Barnsley, Tide Squeeze, South Shields, Tampa Hills and Bentley, Tampa, Pillar, Tucum, Cary, Ottawa, Hull, Harrisburg, Lexington, Tupelo, Cincinnati, Austinburg. We craft everywhere, man, we craft everywhere. From over here to there, man, we craft everywhere. In crafters we've got our share, man, we craft everywhere. We craft in Loxahatchee, Lakesville, Lawrence, Lacey, Livermore, Albuquerque, Weeki, Washi, Pensacola, Ellsmere, Mechanicsburg, Williamsburg, Rebella, Houston, Burlington, Wet Wang, Market, Drayton, Yale, Method, Wellington, Wapakoneta, Homer, Sassa, Santa Rosa, Wichita, Honolulu, Riverdale, Melbourne, Commerce, Fentanyl. We craft everywhere, man, we craft everywhere. From over here to there, man, we craft everywhere. In crafters we've got our share, man, we craft everywhere. We craft in Newton Abbey, Richmond, Dudley, Georgetown, East Kilbride, Eugene, Ferrum, Round, Walkerstown, Newarheim, Fort Wayne, Gloucester, Chester, Long Beach, Raphael, St. Dominic's and Cloud City, Augustine Beach, Sand Springs, Romford, Tulsa, Traverse City, Wesley Chapel, Ballarat, Medina, Ramble City. We craft everywhere, man, we craft everywhere. From over here to there, man, we craft everywhere. In crafters we've got our share, man, we craft everywhere. crafting Saarbrücken and Tucson, Kissimmee, Philadelphia, Chicago, Las Vegas, Biloxi, Latte, Elmira, Glendale, Scottsdale, Anchorage and Hurtville, Seattle, Gold Canyon, Ipswich, Cumberland, Unionville, Toledo, Miami, Atlanta, Cleveland, Gold Canyon, Altoona, Calounda, Port Orange, Clover, Rising Sun. We craft everywhere, man. We craft everywhere. From over here to there, man. We craft everywhere. In crafters, we've got our share, man. We craft everywhere. And there's a few more places I didn't manage to get into the song. West Runton, Newcastle, Kingswood, Sandbach, Carlisle, Bewley, Albury, Durham, Springfield, Ashington. We craft in Greenville, Lincoln, Nebraska, Sumter, Oak Park, Winchester, Knapp Hill, Stoke-on-Trent, Mount Pocono, Greenville, Charlotte, Oxon Hill, Tunbridge Wells, Modesto, Haverhill, Sierra Vista, Arecibo, Morgantown, O'Fallon, Aurora, Black Forest. We craft in Hermiston, Brownsburg, Henderson, Socorro, Fort Myers, Manningham, Hilliard, Farmingdale, East Moline, Summers Point, Calgary, Charleston, Salisbury, Malden, Galloway, Fitchburg, Hopewell, Aberdeen, Winstead, Castlewood, Chatsworth, Limestone, Victoria, Willoughby, Rockland, Canton, Falmouth, Conestoga, Lyndhurst, Ashbourne and Cluj-Napoca. Oh yeah.
And you can't help but dance along. That's what I was doing. I was like this. So we craft everywhere, man. I can't help myself. I absolutely love that song. One of my favourites, and I don't know how he crammed what he crammed in to it.
It always blows my mind a little bit. It sort of boggles my brain. I'm trying to work it out. Like, how has he got all these places into the song?
Listen, he got Barnsley in there. I'm happy with that.
Well,
I did tell him, if Barnsley wasn't in there, mate, there's going to be some trouble. Absolutely. Lovely ideas coming through, lovely comments coming through about your fabulous makes. Melody D says it's a great make. Karen Austin on Facebook says, a nice for a family tree card.
Oh, yeah, that would be lovely.
4 generations.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that just be absolutely beautiful?
Love that.
Tim C on YouTube says, hi all, I hope everyone is okay. Just ordered the garden 7-piece set.
Ooh, you'll love it, Tim.
Absolutely. Build a border.
Oh, yeah, love
Build
it.
a border? What build a border on today?
I'm not quite sure.
Where have you got that from, Tim?
Tim, tell us, what's this build a border?
And the floral bouquet edgeable as well, absolutely. So loads of lovely comments coming through.
Thank
and
you.
he also says it's great to see the dynamic duo. Why, thank you. Why,
Hey, that could be our title, like the dynamic duo. We're back
we'll
together
take that
tomorrow
one.
night. The dynamic duo returns.
Yes. Yeah.
Eat your heart out, Ben Mosby.
I know where Tim's been. Producer Nicholas just told me. Been in the outlet sale.
Savvy shopping, we like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't forget, buy one, get one free on selected stamps and dies. You can head over to that website. 20% off Spectrum Noir, selected lines. And now we've just heard from Tim C, the outlet one as well. So yeah, absolutely go and have a little look. Now, we are approaching the last half hour of the live shows tonight. And one of my favourites, just been talking to Lily in the break, I love creator cards. I love big creator cards. And I absolutely love the Taking Flight creator cards. And today, I'm loving it even more because you're getting all of them for this price. £23 or $27. However, look at the lowest price you're going to pay for 4 great big creator card dies. £18.40 or $21.60, which I just think is absolutely sensational. And I'm not going to lie, and you'll probably be surprised to say this, but I think actually the more I look at this, I think this is more personally my favourite one. And you'll be shocked in a minute. And I know Lily's face just looked at me then and thought, she's what?
Not a butterfly.
Not a butterfly,
Not a
Debbie, are you all
butterfly.
right? No, I absolutely love the bumblebee. Did you know that that's my name? Hebrew, Deborah.
Oh, is it?
Meaning of the bee. Yeah.
Wow. Never knew that.
Yeah, I think that's why I've got like a little bit of a kindred, you know, I get drawn to him.
I thought you were going to say a bit of a sting to me then.
Oh, I can tell. Hang on a minute, I might be having you out with some jokes on Friday.
I know. And I'll have to, well, we'll be in on Friday, won't be on the show. I might be behind the scenes being the joke writer. Ghost writer.
I need all the help I can get, Lily. I'm not going to lie. All the help I can get.
Do my best.
So this is the first one in that collection. And again, you're not having to choose or separate these. You're getting all 4 of them. So that is your bee. And then we've got the dainty dragonfly. I mean, at that size, is he dainty?
Not really.
No, but he's
pink great
beautiful.
dragonfly doesn't sound as romantic, does it?
No, I know. No, exactly. And then the last 2 are the Admiral Butterfly. I'm not going to lie, I do love butterfly ones.
Me too.
Admiral Butterfly, and then... Oh, she's just divine. The Lady Butterfly, absolutely beautiful. And 2 fabulous dies that enable you to create 2 different looks from a frame to a cutting element, and why they come under that creator card range. 4 great big dies for the price that you've seen on the screen, and I can't wait for Lily to share with us what she's going to be making with this one.
Well, we're going to do a shaker. We're going to do a little bit of paper piecing, so hopefully something quite nice to end the show. I'm hoping so anyway. We'll see, fingers crossed, see once again how this one turns out. But not true to form. You guys, if you've been watching me for a while, you'll know I usually pick the butterfly, but I thought, you know what, we'll mix it up a little bit today and we'll go with this beautiful bumblebee die. Now, if we grab this out of our packet, we can see here it's a whopping great die. There's nothing dainty, nothing delicate about this die. It's absolutely huge. It's about 5 by 7 inches in size. And like Debbie was showing you with those balls there, not only have you got that beautiful inner die that will cut that detail into your cardstock, you've also got that outer die as well. But what we're going to do for this particular card is we're just going to take the inner die. Now the reason being is I'm going to bring in our little foam tape here. Now if we were to cut using that outer die as well, it would be a little bit narrow around the edge to get our foam tape all around the end. And I don't want to be faffing about having to cut down the width and all that sort of thing. I want to sort of go in with a full piece of tape around the edge, which makes it a lot quicker and easier. So what I've done instead is I've cut a piece of black cardstock to ever so slightly larger than that die itself. It's about 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. Yeah, 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 out of some of our black cardstock. And we're just going to cut this beautiful sort of inner die into the middle of our piece of cardstock. So let's grab some of our low tack tape, and like I always say, aim to tape on the waist instead of your actual finished design. So all this around the edge we don't want to tape onto, but this section in the middle here is essentially going to be waist once we've cut this. So we can pop a piece of tape onto there, and that section down the bottom there where we've got that little compartment down that bottom edge is going to be perfect to tape onto, because that's also going to be some of our waist. Now a super detailed, super intricate die, but once again, like I was saying with those beautiful edgeable dies earlier, I've never actually had to cut this one with my metal shim. As long as you've got your magnetic sheet in there, you should be absolutely fine as you run that through your die cutting machine. And see that lovely crackling and crunching as you can hear, those fibres being separated in your cardstock as the die sort of crunches through those layers of cardstock, and it's going to give you that lovely die cut piece to this particular panel. So even though we've taped onto our waist, I always make sure that I really ease back that cardstock rather than trying to rip it really quickly. Just take a little bit of time. I know I say this quite often, but it's much better to take a little bit more time to ease that back rather than really ripping it and potentially tearing your cardstock and then having to cut it again, which is absolutely not what we want to have to do. So just take your time, ease out all those pieces, pop out all your little waste bits onto your die. You can see there you've got a beautiful, really striking design to that beautiful bee. Now that could be a finished card. You could have literally cut that into a piece of card that you've folded in half, and that could be a card all done and good to go. But for this particular demo, we want to mix things up a little bit and bring it to life a bit more and make it a tiny bit more involved. So we're going to go in and bring one that I've already gone ahead and die cut another of these, this time from some of our yellow linen card. And what I did to do this is I actually cut my cardstock slightly bigger than the piece that we had with our black cardstock. And then I glued down the piece over the top from our black cardstock with a slight drop shadow, and then I trimmed around the edge afterwards. I find it a lot easier when I'm doing a drop shadow with a little border. I think it's a lot easier for that piece underneath. Cut it larger to start with, stick it down, and then cut it down to size using your trimmer or guillotine afterwards, and that's going to give you that lovely striking effect to that piece there. Now all we'll do is we'll grab a piece of acetate that's going to go onto the reverse of this particular panel here. So let's grab our tape pen. So around the edge we've got that space there where we can pop our solid tape pen. We've got enough of a border around the edge by using, not using the outer die and cutting our cardstock ever so slightly larger than that outer die. So we can pop our tape pen, our solid tape pen, all around that outer edge. Get a few pieces into these middle sections here where it's a little bit more solid and less filigree. So showing how you can actually be using your two tape pens alongside each other, which is why it's so valuable to have both of them in your crafty stash. And then onto the more filigree elements where we're not able to fit our solid tape pen, we're just going to go in with our dotted tape pen and just make sure you've got plenty of adhesive onto the back of there. I've now stuck it to my hand like Debbie did earlier.
It is so strong, honestly, Lily. It were almost laughable if you saw me last week. I literally could not get the glue off my finger. I just couldn't release it. But it is so strong. I think people don't really appreciate how strong that glue is.
Absolutely, it is super strong, believe you me, it is very strong. So just giving that nice burnish onto the reverse, and then I'm going to flip that over. And what I did when I actually cut that from the yellow cardstock, I saved all of those inner pieces from the bee's body. And all we're going to do with this is we're actually going to do a little bit of paper piecing. So we'll grab our tacky glue, I would be using my Sticky Picky Uppy tool, but I have to say it is on my desk in the office, so not to worry. I was so organised as well, I thought I'll bring in my own Sticky Picky Uppy tool because I can never find it in the studios.
It's like everything in the studio, Lily. It has legs and walks back out.
It absolutely goes into the vortex, doesn't it? The crafting vortex, and it's never to be seen again. So, luckily these aren't too smaller pieces. It's a great one for paper piecing this if you have never done much paper piecing before and you're worried about super tiny little pieces that you're piecing back in. This is great because they're not too small at all. Nice, manageable, larger chunks to paper piece back in. I did think I probably stuck that to the mat, never mind. Let's just go in with our tacky glue. And I find it easier when I'm paper piecing. I tend to put the glue into the area that I'm piecing into rather than onto the actual piece itself that I'm sticking in. But that's just a sort of preference. I find that a little bit easier. And then that final piece is just going to go into the body. You can see what a massive difference it makes just by doing a little bit of paper piecing. It's nothing really technical, nothing really time consuming or complicated. You've seen that from scratch there. And then all we're going to do is just give that a good burnish on the reverse side there. A little bit conscious as the fact that it's tacky glue. I need to give it a little bit longer to grab, especially when you're sticking onto acetate. Acetate tends to take a little bit longer to actually dry compared to if you're sticking onto something that's porous like your cardstock. So we've got our panel all ready and good to go there with our acetate on the behind. Now what we need to do here is we need to flip that over once again and bring back in our foam tape. And our foam tape is going to go all around the edges of here to create a continuous wall ready to create our shaker. So we'll just go in with our tape all around the edge. Don't know if you've had any comments, anybody letting us know that they're here, any questions as well?
Exactly. I'm a little nosy. I'm just having...
Let's have a look.
Guess who's just been in touch with me?
Oh.
My TV hubster.
Oh, Ben Roseby.
Yes, my
Mr.
TV
Benjamin
hubster.
Roseby, what's he up to?
I think he's just... Because we're planning on... Because I'm going to go up for a meal with him and the real Mrs M.
Oh, that's
this
nice.
week while I'm up here.
Oh.
So I'm just arranging when's the best time to go up, and he's just been asking how everybody is. He's missing us all.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
and I know he's looking after little Bowie, our producer Nick's doggy today. So because obviously Laura being now then, let me get this right. Harry Poppins is her name. Yes, absolutely. So yes, I'm just messaging him. Mary Pat 1000 on YouTube says, "Thank you, Lily. She was hoping that you were going to do the bumblebee or the dragonfly because they're her absolute favourites."
Oh, Mary Pat, it's like you read my mind, or I read your mind, or whichever way around. I'm glad. I have to say, it's such a striking bumblebee. It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So all we've got here is going to be our backing piece to our lovely bumblebee. Some of our pearl ombre 12x12. So if any of you got those lovely 12x12 pads, this is the pearl ombre. And I've just cut a piece down that's ever so slightly smaller than the outer edge of our frame there. So it's just going to go behind that lovely aperture where we've got the bumblebee. So I'll pop that into the centre. Just make sure that I've stuck that centrally enough. That looks good enough to me. Then all we need to do is just remove the backing from our shaker. Now personally, when I'm creating a shaker, I tend to remove the tape first, then pop my sequins or glitter on and then stick it down, rather than sequins down first and then the backing. Personally, I just find it a little bit easier, but it's whatever works best for you. And just make sure, the most crucial thing when it comes to shakers is making sure you've got a continuous wall of your foam tape all around the edge there. Of course, you can use foam pads, but it's a lot more difficult to make sure you've got no gaps between the foam pads if you are using a smaller little foam pad. Do you know what? I picked that up then, I thought the lid wasn't off, and I thought, oh my goodness, all the sequins are going to go everywhere. Luckily, the lid was on, thank goodness for that. My poor little heart was going 10 to the dozen there. And all we're going to do is just going to pour that into the middle of this piece now. Like to have quite a nice full shake. We don't want a sad sort of empty little shaker. There's nothing worse than that. So plenty of sequins in there. You just want to make sure that it's not higher than the depth of your foam tape. Otherwise it's going to sort of struggle to stick down. So just spread them out a little bit more into the centre. And then once we're happy with how many sequins we've got in there, we can start to stick it together. And don't forget as well, of course, you don't just have to use one sort of inclusion. You could have sequins of different colours, you could have sequins in glitters, you could have beads, micro beads, anything you so choose. You can mix it up. You don't always just have to use one type of element into your shakers. You can use lots and lots of different goodies you've got in your crafty stash. And I'm sure you'll find sequins and glitters and all sorts over on the website as well if you want to have a little peruse and stock up your stash. So that's our main card pretty much done. The only thing to do to finish this one up is to just bring in a little centre sentiment. This one is from our beautiful collection, as the sentiment suggests. Thought it would match absolutely perfectly. If you are looking for sentiments that will go nicely with this, obviously beautiful will be perfect for use with this. But also if you've got our honeysuckle collection, then it's going to work perfectly. There's some sentiments in there, I believe they're called the sweet sentiments, that are going to work absolutely perfectly with the bee sort of imagery here. So you've got a shaker card created using these beautiful Taking Flight Create cards, a little bit of paper piecing, but all in all, it's a really quite simple, quick and easy card to put together, but it looks so much more impressive by having that lovely shaker element into the background. Love these dies, they really are statement dies. If you've not already got them in your stash, then today is definitely the day to grab them while we've still got them.
And that blue behind the back of it just makes it stand out.
Doesn't it look nice, the blue?
Yeah, it looks really, just by you sometimes forget, sometimes I think we overcomplicate things by adding pattern papers and things like that behind the back. That looks really lovely because it's kept it nice and simple again. But again, another, should we call it another cast card? Where it's clean and simple, stunning. I'm adding an extra S on. Clean and simple, I love those kind of cards, and that's exactly what we've got. Cracking deal though on those Taking Flight dies. You can see all the details in the white box, the purple box. The lowest there is what you'll be paying if you are a Platinum member, whether you be a Platinum member, a Platinum Plus, or a Platinum for Life. It's an absolutely sensational deal, and of course for anybody new joining Club Inspire today. So as you've seen with our Lily showing you how to create that beautiful shaker card is the Bumblebee. Then we also have in that deal the gorgeous dainty dragonfly. Nothing dainty about that little man or little girl, whichever one you want to call it. And then you've got your two butterflies in this with the Admiral butterfly, and then lastly the beautiful lady butterfly. All 4 dies at a sensational price. Again, I feel like it's one of those Monday mega deals. I feel like I'm losing, you know, I actually, now he's been talking and he's watching us. Hi, Ben. Are we doing okay? Did say, and Rachel is looking after me. I saw the comment. Just saying, is Rachel, yeah, Rachel, she's definitely looking after us today. I hope you're enjoying yourself though, Ben. I hope you're really enjoying yourself. And yes, I'm up for grub any day of the week. It's down to you. You tell me, I'll be there. Right, we're going to take a quick, small break before we have a little recap of what we're going to be showing you next. So please do join us back at the other side of this.
I love Crafters TV, not for their amazing products, but for other reasons. Firstly would be the community. Crafters TV brings everyone together from different corners of the world. It's a place where we can all share our love for Crafters Companion, ideas, and get inspiration from each other. Learning inspiration comes from the demonstrators. It doesn't matter if you're experienced or new, the demonstrators will always explain and help, so we can get the best from the Crafters Companion's amazing products. But most important reason is the personal connection with the presenters and the demonstrators. For me, they have become my friend, creating a personal connection and making you feel part of a crafting family. And for me, this is the most meaningful. I wouldn't be the crafter I am today without Crafters TV, so thank you.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty program today and receive 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits to joining Club Inspire include special members-only sales, and you can receive discounts or exclusive access to products, and even free gifts. You will receive 1 point for every pound, dollar, or euro that you spend. And the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. See if you can craft your way up to our ultimate Club Inspire tier, Platinum, where you'll enjoy the very best discounts and rewards that we offer. As you keep climbing through the club, you can actually reach Platinum Plus and even Platinum for Life. The more points you collect, the more you will be rewarded within our amazing special Club Inspire community. So, what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club, and start rewarding yourself today.
Hi everybody, this is Lynn Bledsoe. You asked me why I like or I love Crafter's Companion. Well, it's because I'm not a very good crafter, and Crafter's Companion makes me look better. It makes me look like a better crafter than I am, because I'm not good at design. So I have the layout collection that helps me with design. I don't like to do the same thing over and over. So I have a template library that gives me lots of new ideas and card bases and things to try. I never know what to put on the inside of the card, so I have the compendiums that have all the sayings for cards, and I never know what color combinations to put together and what goes with what, and so all their collections make it easy for me to know what to do. So that is why I love Crafter's Companion, because they make me look like a better crafter and give me ways to do things that I haven't tried before. Thanks. Bye.
He's watching as well, you know, so keep them coming. Keep those craftimonials coming, because I feel like we haven't had any new ones since, so let's
want
see
some
if we can...
more. Come on.
We do want some more, yes. And we do definitely want some more. So if you can get them sent in or drop them onto Ben's page, I'm sure he won't mind. But yeah, absolutely love them. We've had a couple of questions, so I'll ask you those in a minute, and then we'll move on to something else, if that's okay, Lily. So
absolutely.
We have Paw Print ×4 on YouTube, says she loves that bumblebee. She agrees with Mary Pat 1000. She's glad you picked it, Lily.
Oh, thank you.
Now, questions from our lovely Hillary, as we're now known, Hillary. Yeah, on YouTube. My shaker bits always clump together.
Oh no!
How do I prevent that from happening?
Tell you what you can do, Hillary. Was it Hillary?
It was.
Hillary. You can add a anti-static bag. You know, like when you're doing your heat embossing, you use your anti-static bag. Pop that on the inside of your acetate before you add your shakers in, and that should hopefully help things either sticking together or sticking to the acetate as well. Hope that helps. Give it a go.
Yes. Lisa Whitmer on YouTube, she says she really loves those dies. Jane Adams says the card is beautiful.
Oh, I love it, Jane.
Get it? Yeah, absolutely. Is this you, Rachel? Tend to be more of a more is more girl, so she calls them kiss cards. Keep it simple, stupid. That's you, Rach. I've just seen the R on the end. I really should learn to read a little bit better. They would look beautiful on, great on scrapbooking pages, says Blue Jay on YouTube. Another question though, Lily, I'm loving the full-size shaker card. I was thinking of illusion film behind the wings, but wondering if that might be too much. What do you think?
I love that idea. I think that would be absolutely stunning. I'll tell you what I would do. If I was doing a shaker, I'd pop your illusion film on first, directly behind your die cut, and then I'll put your acetate behind that, and I think it will look absolutely stunning. If you do try that, make sure you post it on our Facebook group, I'm a Crafter's Companion, tag me in, because I always love to see it. Very much like Debbie, I'm a nosy nebber, so I want to see what you guys are crafting and creating. So yeah, give it a go, and I can't wait to see how it turns out.
I know. One of my other nicknames, Nebby Debbie. Because I'm a right nosy little devil, I am. I love it. I used to be known as the curtain twitter.
Oh dear. Oh dear, Nebby Debbie, eh?
No, I love a good nosy round. Like I tell you, those craftimonials, the only thing I'm doing is this.
I know.
I am listening, but I'm like looking around, see what it is that you've got. Wait till I get to Ben's house for tea. I'll be nosing around, I will.
Yeah.
Only kidding, Ben, only kidding. Joanne Madigan on Facebook says she's been in a slump, but you two ladies are pulling me out of it. Oh, bless you. I hope you're feeling better. Oh, it's also, well, this is going to get you out of the slump. It's also a birthday, and I'm thinking I'm going shopping after the show for some new stuff I've wanted. So, Joanne, are you ready? Finest voices, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear. I can't remember your name, sorry.
Joanne.
Joanne.
Happy birthday to you. Whoop, whoop,
hip, hip, hooray!
Hip, hip, hooray!
The audience are in.
Jamie. Isn't that amazing?
The audience are in. Who knew? I thought it was just us two, but no, we've got a live studio audience out the back here. Whooping and hollering and all sorts. They're always here.
I hope that has lifted your spirits a little bit. And lovely, enjoy the rest of your birthday and get spending. Go and have a little look on that website, see what it is that you want to get hold of. Jane Adams on Facebook says, thank you again for another wonderful show. Lily, your makes are absolutely beautiful. And Debbie, your hosting job has been wonderful. Morning therapy done. I hope everyone has a great rest of their day. Hopefully I'll see us all tomorrow. Well, we're not going anywhere just yet, Jane, but whatever you're doing for the rest of the day, I hope you have a blessed day. We have got roughly around 10 to 12, about 12 minutes left. And we do have another great deal. And I know I've thrown this at Lily, bless her. I went running outside, I grabbed some embossing folders, and I said, is there anything you can quickly do with the gilding waxes, because I love gilding waxes, and this is on at a cracking deal as well for all 4 of these that you can see in front of me, and I'll go through those colours for you in a second. So from our Pebeo range, it's our gilding waxes, £35, $47, but that's not what you're paying because you're in that club, and what you will be paying, the lowest, is £28 or $37.60. Now, each one of these pots is roughly around £13 each, roughly around that mark. So straight away, you can see you're practically buying 2 and getting 2 for free. Absolutely sensational deal. Now, the colours that you're going to get are the silver. So we've got the silver one. We have the, let me get this right way around and try and read it upside down, Renaissance Gold. You also have the Empire Gold, which is this one here. And then lastly, one of my favourites, the antique gold as well. So there are 3 golds, 1 silver, fabulous, gorgeous, oil-based waxes that literally, I just couldn't be without them in the world of craft. And our lovely Lily is going to show you one of our favourite techniques, and one of yours that you're always asking about, which is using the gilding waxes onto some of our gorgeous black cardstock, aren't you, Lily?
Absolutely. Now, I'm exactly the same as Debbie. I love my gilding waxes. I would not be without them. And I know so many of you guys at home are exactly the same. They just transform your projects. Now, most of the time here at Crafters TV, we're talking paper craft, we're talking box making, home decor, that sort of thing. But these gilding waxes are incredible. They've actually been designed, they were originally for home decor and furniture. So you know the quality is absolutely outstanding. If you're upcycling furniture, it could be a beautiful mirror, perhaps that you picked up very inexpensively at a charity shop. You can transform it using these. It could be any sort of home decor element, but they do work an absolute treat in our crafting, particularly onto our black cardstock. So what we've done here, we've taken one of my favourite embossing folders. It was quite funny actually. Debbie ran out to the library, ran out to Tracy, can you get us some embossing folders? And strangely, she's picked up one of my absolute favourite ranges. Brought these to you a few years ago, and this is the Elegant Swirls, and let me tell you, it certainly is elegant. It's absolutely exquisite. So you can see there, even if you're using the embossed detail, which you can kind of see, but it is going to come to life a little bit more when we bring in these beautiful gilding waxes, and even the embossed is absolutely incredible. So we're going to go in first of all with our antique gold. So we're going to take the lid off. You can see there, absolutely beautiful quality. I mean, even in the pot, it looks almost delicious. Don't eat it, but it does look delicious. Now, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop my finger into there, just pick up some of this wax. It's lovely, really creamy, really smooth, and it really is a case with these of less is more. So I pick a little bit up onto my finger and then just dab a load of that out onto my glass mat or any sort of non-porous surface. And then we're just going to work in circular motions like we would when we're using our ink blending tools to actually blend our ink down. We're just going to work in circular motions to start to add that beautiful bronzy sort of colour tone onto our embossing folder. Light touch really is the key when it comes to your gilding waxes. Build up that colour, build up that lovely metallic lustre. Less is more when it comes to your beautiful gilding waxes. So just going to go around with that colour. What I quite often do is at home is I'll pop a bit in the lid to start with and then start to work from there to make sure I'm not adding too much to start with, because otherwise you can end up with almost like blobs of your gilding wax, which is absolutely not what we want. So use this very, very sparingly, and that will not only give you a beautiful finished result, but it's also going to mean that your gilding waxes last pretty much forever in a day. They last such a long time because it goes such a long way. Now, I find the easiest way with these is definitely using your finger, but if you're really, really not keen on getting sort of a little bit messy with your gilding waxes, then you can use them onto the same sort of things that you'd use your ink with, like your blending tools, your blending sponges, even your finger daubers you can use, but I do personally find your finger is the easiest way to go. So I've started to add a little bit of gilding wax onto there with that beautiful bronzy sort of colour tone, but now we're going to switch into our silver. So just going to show that you don't always have to use just the one colour of gilding wax. You can start to mix and blend them together to get some absolutely fabulous finished results. So just a tiny bit of silver onto my finger. I don't want to go too heavy handed handed with this. And we're just going to start to go once again in our circular motions, exactly the same technique that we use for that beautiful bronzy goldy colour. And then we're just going to go in and start to blend these two different colour tones together. It's going to give you a lovely, really antique look to your embossing here. And all you need to do in terms of creating this into a finished card, literally a little sentiment in the middle, perhaps a few mats and layers, pop it onto your card base, and you've got a really exquisite card done in little to no time whatsoever. And that's the beauty of using embossing folders with these fabulous gilding waxes. If you've never tried them before, I cannot recommend them highly enough. They are absolutely incredible and really do transform all of your crafting, whether it's paper crafting, home decor, or anything in between. It's going to work an absolute treat. So once you're happy that you've built up enough of that colour onto there, enough of that lovely metallic sheen, we're just going to make sure we pop our lid onto our gilding waxes. Try not to stick my nail or my finger into all that lovely gilding waxes. That would not end well, would it, Debbie? My goodness me, it would not be
I'm
the
always,
end
because
to
I
the
love
day.
gilding waxes, I'm always getting it all over.
Oh, I know.
Absolutely all over.
I know, I'm exactly the same. And I tend to have a habit as well. I'll think I'm happy with it, and then I'll decide to go back in and add a little bit more.
And that's the lovely thing, you can, can't you? I always say when I'm using gilding, and I know if Leanne was studying, she'd say, just get it whacked on. Because she loves putting loads down. I like to build up because I never know what effect I want until I actually see it.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. It's definitely the case. I always think less is more, build it up until you're happy with your finished result.
It's also lovely to mix the colours as well. So people think you just have to stick to one or two colours. As you've seen me use them many a time, I practically use every colour.
Yeah.
Every bit of gold, every little, because I think you can build that up and you can create some really lovely different effects with it.
Absolutely. And then the final finishing touch, just to get that sheen to come to the fore even more, is just to give that a little buff. So just a dry little piece of paper towel that I've got here, just give that a little buff. So just moving around in circular motions, it's not going to knock any of that colour off. It's just going to sort of polish it up a little bit more to give you that lovely finishing effect. And you can see there how quick and easy that was. Literally crafting on the hoof, quite frankly. Just doing a little bit of embossing, a little bit of gilding, but hopefully that shows you how absolutely incredibly well those gilding waxes work onto black. Of course, they'll work onto lots of different colours of cardstock, but for me, black is the real wow factor when it comes to your gilding waxes. If you've not got them in your bags already, you have to get these checked out because you'll absolutely love them. You'll wonder how you ever crafted without them because they are absolutely incredible. A crafty must-have.
And they will also last you a very long time.
Yes.
I have still got my gilding waxes from when I first bought them nearly 9 years ago. And I use gilding wax a lot, let me just say. So absolutely cracking deal for 4 jars of that. You get the silver, the Renaissance gold, the Empire gold, thank you Jamie, and the antique gold as well. A great deal. And also from earlier on in the show when we had the vellum paper glue masterclass kind of thing, the deal that we had on this fabulous cardstock is just an absolute corker because £19.98 for 3 packs of this lovely, and it really is useful cardstock for construction, for what you've just seen Lily do with it, and so much more, die cutting, embossing, mats and layers, construction wise. It's absolutely phenomenal. Look at the platinum price, £15.98 or $23.98. That just works out at over £5 a pack. £5 a pack. Let's put that into perspective. That is a cracking deal. Lily knows how much I love the stuff because whenever I'm like, Lily, is it back in stock? Is it back in stock? Don't let that run away from you today because it is a crazy, crazy deal, and absolutely, definitely, if you've gone for those gilding waxes, something that you need to get hold of as well. Now, I don't know about you, but it's been an absolutely fabulous day, fabulous start to the week. As you know, our lovely Ben is off, so it's been myself and the fabulous Lily today. Lily, I know you said you felt rusty this morning, but seriously, you've just knocked it out of the park. It's like you've never been away.
Oh, thank you so much. You know what, Debbie? I have had the most fabulous day. Spend it with you guys at home and spend it with Debbie in the studio. I could not have picked a better person to spend my day with. So do you know what? So much so, we'll be back tomorrow. Leanne for the first 2, but I'll be back for the 5 o'clock show. So you can't get away from me now. I'm here all week.
So yeah, it's going to be an absolutely cracking day. So thank you to absolutely everybody. Thank you to Tracy as always, to Jake and Nicola, and thanks obviously to our lovely Lily. I will just say tomorrow,
you
don't want to miss tomorrow because it is a super special day for all of you Platinum members.
Woohoo!
It is going to be an absolutely phenomenal day, and we're going to be kick-starting at Wake Up Call tomorrow at 12 p.m. here in the UK, 7 a.m. Eastern Time, 6 a.m. Central Time, and 4 a.m. Pacific Time. Make sure you tune in, because that is the time when you're going to get the first and sneaky peek at everything that's coming up on our Platinum Day. I'm really, really looking forward to it, and I am going to be working with not only the lovely Lily, but the legend that is our lovely Leanne Chivers as well, or Chivs as she's known in the business. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'd just like to say thank you to everybody who's tuned in, who's sent comments, who's asked those questions. It's been absolutely lovely. I can't wait to see you all again tomorrow. So right now, wherever you are in the world, have a lovely rest of your day. We'll see you all here tomorrow.